Welcome back to our final day of lifting here at the IPF Classic Powerlifting World Championships in Calgary, Canada. We have got a monstrous day with the 120 and 120 plus man, and if it is anything like yesterday, it is going to be edge of your seat all day with some very, very big lifts coming today.
Say the least, and we got 20 120 kilo lifters, huge flight, extremely competitive. Everybody, I would say even sometimes it's top 3, sometimes top 5. In this one,
yeah, look, today,
not much separates the top 7.
Yeah, I think today is anyone's game. We've got such a big flight, so it's going to be super competitive. You know, and the great thing about the 120s this year is we have got athletes from all over the world representing nearly every part of the planet. So it is going to be huge, and we are getting started here this morning with Alexander Pizzelle from Austria looking to open at 125. And that is a very nice, smooth opening lift for Alexander.
Yeah, I'm guessing he has a token lift to get on the board.
Matheus Costa from Brazil, 245.
Seems that was roughly a bodyweight squat.
And there are some big, big opening lifts.
There were some monster opening lifts. Let me check if a couple of the ones I'd seen earlier, oh my gosh, 387.5 for the Ukrainian did not change.
But now he'll be in the second flight, so he will have an option to change. So we'll keep an eye on that one and keep you up to date.
I would hope.
But if he's not changing it, that is a monster.
Yeah.
245 kilograms.
Just for a little reference, 386 is the world record. Just as how massive an opener that is.
Using up his time. That looks like a good opener.
And what have you felt about the Brazilian lifters thus far at the Worlds, Gary?
Well, they have got a bucket load of fight.
I was about to say, in a word, tenacious.
Yeah, look.
Passionate.
You never know where the Brazilians are going to end up. You just really can't predict their outcome because they have got such fight in them.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've seen a couple Hail Mary passes and
yep.
just almost pulled off
missing
the
out.
Inconceivable. Yeah. Bucket loads.
Whittaker Salazar from Brazil, 257.5.
Oh, back-to-back Brazilians here. And our famed spotter Luigi is back. Got an award earlier and apparently extremely popular on social media.
Gets plenty of depth in that one. Shouldn't have any problems with that. And 3 white lights. Colin Power from Ireland.
Love the last name. Perfect for a powerlifter. Still
not
quite up there.
Ron
Strong of Canada, world champion master. And he's got the grizzled voice just like you would expect, brother.
It's close, but I think Ron Strong is probably the...
If you met him, he is that character.
The name.
Oh, warming up, he's like, listen, let me tell you something, coaches. I don't bend over for any less than 3 plates aside.
Colin Power, 260 kilograms.
He's exactly as you'd expect him. And Colin Power looking to live up to his name.
Could be a little shy on that one. Let's wait and see.
Certainly,
Might have, let the first spot nerve get the better there and just pulled up a little shy.
And walking through the warm-up room in the morning, never felt so humble. I'm up to some of these guys' shoulders, some of these guys below that, maybe up to a lat.
Yeah, these are some big guys. Michael Laettner, Austria, 260 kilograms.
Lots of excuse me's, pardon me's, and smiles as I'm walking through. Stay on the friendly side.
Yeah, you 120 and you 120 plus gentlemen are very, very big men.
A couple of the gentlemen in the second flight laying down, relaxing, look like bears hibernating. You're afraid to wake them up. Get mauled.
Don't poke them with a stick.
No, sir.
That looks like a solid opening lift. And he gets the 3 white lights. Paul Johannes Hedrick from Germany, 265 kilograms.
The Germans have a pretty solid team this year. Pretty much every single weight class we've seen a German in there.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the great things about this year's competition is there is representation from so many of the 114 IPF nations.
In this, I think this weight class might be the biggest. The biggest I've seen anyways. Kind of rare because 120, that's a very large man, not a common body size for the walking man.
Handles that weight easily. Did he get down low enough? He gets the 2 white lights. Is that good enough?
2018, Calgary has become home of the Giants.
Richard Hogan from Australia, 270 kilograms.
Australia. Bars loaded.
The Boilermaker. You think that job's made up?
That is a real job.
They still got those?
They still have Boilermakers in Australia,
Gotcha.
and they're usually about that size.
Is that right? Exactly as you'd picture them.
It's a prerequisite for the job.
Yeah, I bet. He's a bull of a man. What do you
Yeah,
think
he
about the
handles that
depth?
pretty well.
Yeah?
Look, I think it's right on there. Yep, so a little bit on the high side.
It was
It
close.
was pretty borderline.
Yeah. Split decision by the judges. Doesn't quite go his
Yeah,
way.
we always say on that first squat, you want to go that little bit further, not to give them any reason to doubt. And then when you come out for the next spot, they already expected you're going to hit depth.
Yeah, he looks good for the weight. Just have to retake it.
Aransulu.
Whoa, a lot of Sri
from Sri
Lanka.
Lanka, and the crowd from Sri
Wow.
Lanka is huge.
This guy is popular.
275 kilograms.
And you know what? I've seen more Sri Lankan lifters in this world than I have in the past 3 I've
Yeah,
gone
they've
to.
actually put together a pretty big team this year.
And this guy is very popular with the crowd. Depth for sure. They're going to like that.
Yeah, handles that depth, handles that weight,
It was a bit of work, though.
and he's on the board. Hasn't got a heap of room to move, but it's hard to tell on a first squat. Stanley Kaka from New Zealand, 290 kilograms.
All right, bars loaded for Stanley Kaka. New Zealand, 290 kilos.
Warehouse, store, person.
Bars loaded for Stanley.
Well, I think this might be his first World Championship. He's been at Oceanics. Yeah, he squatted 310 at Oceanas last year.
So this should move pretty good. Pretty borderline for depth.
Yeah, again, he's right on the line there, so we'll see what the referees say.
Yeah.
He gets 2 white lights, that's enough.
They agree it's borderline, though. Definitely doesn't want to cut that any higher.
All right,
Andreas Ries from Germany, 290 kilograms.
So we have 2 Germans in this flight.
Getting up to the big 300 now.
Yeah, these are some big squats.
Plenty
wow.
of depth.
That might have been the smoothest one yet.
That was very, very deep and very, very smooth. And he gets 3 white lights. Good opening choice. Alexander Gazelle from Austria for his second attempt at 140 kilograms now.
And this flight is for 8 lifters. That's a quick turnaround when there's only 8 lifters.
Yeah, and it certainly makes it a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit quicker because these guys out here on the spotting and loading are so fast at what they do.
Yeah, they're the best of the best. Like, for instance, if you were one of the openers that was a little on the heavy side, like the Sri Lankan, that's a quick turnaround when you got to come back out and you already labored a little bit.
Not a lot of rest.
When the flight is that big of a turnaround, you probably want to have a nice, easy opener so you're not getting taxed. Beltless, actually. But he's a gentleman who's just a little over body weight. Probably just token squats to stay on the board. He's probably dealing with some kind of injury and may push it.
Yeah, given the way he's squatting, it looks like he may have a little bit of injury there.
He's in pain for sure. Hats off to him. So when you come out here, you're collecting points for your nation. This gentleman's telling himself, my nation first.
Yeah, he's putting a few points on the board. So
Yeah.
Colin Power from Ireland, 260 kilograms.
Just got to go a little deeper for Colin, I believe.
Yeah, just not getting quite low enough. I mean, that opening squat, you just want to go that little bit further. You know, give the referees no reason to doubt. And when you come out that second time, they're not looking going, well, hang on, this guy went a bit low on the first one. Let's have a close look.
Yeah. And we thought he moved 260 well. He could definitely
Yeah, look,
hit
he
that.
handled the 260 without
Yeah.
any problems at all.
Not overly concerned. Pretty sure Colin's going to take this
Yeah,
one.
another couple of centimeters in depth isn't going to hurt him.
Nope. In his defense, he is absolutely huge.
He's one of the taller
Dwarfs
lifters.
the spotters. That's for sure depth.
That looks better.
Wow. Nicely done. Just got to loosen up the hips a little bit, that's all.
Yeah, he's warming up a bit now. 3 white lights. Bear in mind, it's quite cool here in the morning for the morning sessions. It
big
does
man.
take a little bit to warm up, especially when you're that size.
Yeah, when you're that big, you need 600 pounds to force you down.
Matthias Costa from Brazil, 262.5.
262.5.
And the Brazilians in the warm-up room, it's like a who's who of the past few sessions of powerlifting. Had some huge highlight reel moments, and they're all back there. Let's see if we can get some highlights out of Costa.
Really taking his time to load up the tension. Having to put in some work.
Yeah. What a surprise. He's good for it.
That was a lot of work for a second
Yeah.
lift.
Yeah, when the fight's on, the Brazilians are usually good for it. But you're right. It's a lot of work for a second. Probably not a big jump in the third. If he keeps it conservative, he might be able to battle through it.
Vinicius Souza from Brazil, 275.
Bars loaded. Come on, this is.
He worked as well, didn't he?
Handles that very well, moved very smoothly, gets 3 white lights.
I think with both the Brazilians, smaller jumps in their third. They did have to labor a little bit for those.
Richard Hogan from Australia, 275, didn't quite get deep enough on the first.
The Boilermaker went up regardless, 5 kilos.
Yeah, handled the weight with no problems, just needs to sink a little bit lower.
Backward tickets by noon today.
The Boilermaker is heating up.
It just needs to get down that, probably another centimetre, 2 centimetres maximum.
Yeah, it was close. It was definitely close, the first one. I don't think he needs a major adjustment to hit this.
Yeah, he has that very, very wide stance.
That's
that looks
better.
a lot better.
Yeah, that's a
But
little
that
better.
wide stance makes it a lot more difficult to get down.
Yeah. Oh,
Ooh, but he still pulls up shy.
better, but not good enough. Let's take
Wow.
a look at this. Yeah, actually, that is still borderline. It's going to have to, I mean, it's a lot harder to open up your knees at the bottom when you're spread out
Very,
like that.
very difficult.
And now he's already gone up. I don't think he should go up anymore.
I certainly wouldn't suggest it. Michael Laettner, 2775 from Austria. Yeah, he's certainly not struggling with the weight, but just got to get down that little bit lower.
277.5. He hails from
17.5 kilo jump. Oh, he's good for it. Pretty narrow stance for a big man,
And the width is good.
but it works for him.
He handles that very well.
Yep.
Johannes Hedrick from Germany, 282.5.
The boys loading pole, Johannes Hedrick, Germany.
Weights are slowly creeping up.
Yeah, wait till we get to that second flight. Some monster numbers are going to go up. It's going to be on the line. It moved well.
Yeah, look, it's right on the line. And, you know, it's really hard for these big guys to get down. And as we see, we need some red lights there. You know, it's a difficult thing for mobility for these bigger guys to get down to that depth. But, you know, that's the rules. That's what you have to do. And if you can't get depth, then you need to be including some mobility training.
And the Sri Lankan taking a 10 kilo jump. And we thought 275 was pretty laborious,
So 285.
if that's a word.
Ransila from Sri Lanka.
And he is very popular this morning. Probably the most popular lifter we got in this flight.
He has an enormous fan club in the crowd here.
A lot of people traveled a long way for this. I hope he gets it. Depth. Whoa. He's a fighter. He is fired up.
That looked a bit better than his opening squat.
You know
so
what? He is heating up.
I think there might even be another 10 in there.
I think he's powered by the crowd, sir.
Certainly helping. Andreas Rees from Germany, 302.5.
He gets a lot of depth in those squats as well.
Yeah, his second squat actually looked a lot better
It's-
than his
it's-
first squat. He got a
it's-
bit of speed out of the bottom.
It intrigues me when that happens.
Yeah, he hit the bounce a lot better. Got the stretch shortening cycle and got some speed up. Pushed it through, which was good.
And when he hit the platform, he looked a lot more fired up.
Yeah, he was really looking like he wanted it.
The bar is loaded.
We're into the 300 club now with 302.5.
There's either half of the standing record number, for it is a powerlifting number. Its number is 666. 666, the number of the beast. Come on, ice.
302.5 kilograms. Now, he handled his opener very, very well. He got himself a little bit out of line on the way down, but he managed to correct.
It
And
was
a little bit
untidy.
more work for him.
Yeah. Yeah, you see in the slow-mo, really stacked up his left side, but finishes it, gets 3 whites.
Stanley Kaka from New Zealand, 307.5.
Bars loaded. Stanley hails from the North Island. There's the North and the South Island. He hails from Auckland in the North Island.
17.5 kilo added to the bar from his
Yeah, it's a
opener.
big jump.
Yep.
One specifically in South Auckland in the North Island, just to confuse you.
Wow, he had to work hard for that.
He did. It was a
Very,
big
very
jump.
hard for a second lift.
Much smaller jump for his third attempt, I would
I know
anticipate.
there's a whole lot of room to move there.
Yeah.
So we'll come around for our third round now for Alexander Gazelle from Austria, 155. And you've got to take your head off to this guy. You could see in his face on that last squat how much he was hurting.
He's doing his best, trying to earn Austria as many team points as he can. Hopefully, whatever injury he has, he could bench to his full potential, if not at least 80%, because this is clearly below what he's capable of.
Absolutely.
Showing a lion's heart, showing some patriotic pride here. He's got a smile on his face.
He's my friend from Austria.
And he is also a massive man.
But he's going to do 3 squats anyway.
I don't know the height on some of these guys, but he looks like he's a 7-footer.
The Austrian giant.
Wowzers. Look how much taller he is than everybody on there. And Luigi is a tall back spotter. He is fighting pain right now. Oh, he's in all types of pain.
But he stands it back up and puts 155 on the board with 2 white lights. That's enough.
Work through the pain. Work through the pain. Gas Gym in Vienna, Austria. Coached by
Colin Power.
Not all heroes wear capes.
All right, here comes Colin Power from Ireland.
Well, capes are a risk. They can get caught in things.
That's right. You wouldn't get past the TC with one anyways.
Colin Power, 270 kilograms.
Bars loaded.
10-kilo jump. Colin missed his opener, but was only depth. Smashed it on a second as anticipated. And we're thinking this probably wasn't his plan third, so I'm thinking he's got this as well within his means.
Yeah, the way 260 moved, I think 270 was probably his planned second lift.
He's hit 275, so this should move well. It's going to take some work, though.
But Big J, the Irish coach there, sticking to the plan.
Yep.
Handles that well, and I think there should be depth on that one. Let's wait and see.
Yep.
And it is.
Well done.
Matthias Costa from Brazil, 270 kilograms.
Now, Costa put in work for 262.5. 270 definitely is going to be towing that line. The Brazilians are definitely scrappy. I'm anticipating some guts getting shown out there.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough lift.
Yeah, for sure. If you like fights, you like guys grinding out squats, well, you're in luck. The Brazilians like it too. And the crowd will start yelling at him. If you got 3 Brazilians in the crowd,
Well,
sounds like 10.
he's yelling at them, so I think they'll yell back.
Yeah. It's a conversation, really.
Here we go, putting up the war cry. 270, he's going to have to fight for this one.
Oh, wow. Smoother than his
Stands
second.
it up a lot better than his second. Yeah, let's see what the referees say. 3 white lights.
Nicely done for Costa.
Richard Hogan from Australia, 275, under enormous pressure now.
The Boilermaker missed 270, missed 275. We thought only on depth.
Weight-wise is not a problem for him. I mean, these are easy-looking lifts. He just needs to push it down that little bit further. That last one was so close.
He's a 17-year veteran. You got to think he knows where depth's at and how to get there. He's had to adjust before, no doubt about that. 17 years in the game. If you can ever rally back, it's a veteran like this. He's either got to hit depth or have them pull that weight off of him. Much better. There we go. Much better this time. 3 white lights.
3 whites.
And the Boilermaker is on the board.
Lifters, you got 3 lifters left. Lifters in the next flight, 3 lifters left to change your openers. Lifters in the next flight, 3 lifters left to change your openers.
So the lifters in the next flight have a few more minutes to change their openers. So we'll be keeping an eye on those lifts and see if anyone makes any changes.
All eyes on the 387.5 to be changed. I'll tell you that right now.
Here it goes, 290. He'll be opening it.
Okay.
And Michael Laettner from Austria, 282.5.
That was literally right on cue. But the 350 stays on as an opener for Gustav, and that's still surprising. Oh, nope.
Just a little bit too much for him there.
Excellent catch by the spotters.
Good
Once
work.
again, Luigi gets the handshake. Part of his highlight reel.
Yota Souza from Brazil, 282.5.
There's the grab.
Bars loaded.
The big Brazilian.
All types of fired up.
He is ready for 282.5.
He's going to have to be. We thought 275 was work. But the Brazilians are a passionate bunch, no?
Yeah, they certainly put in the fight, and we're not going to see anything different here, I wouldn't think.
Nope. Oh, wow.
Had to work through it. I don't
Give
know
him
if he was
that-
able to steady at the top, though. Let's wait and
Give-
see. He gets the 3 white lights.
I was like, give him that rack command before.
Yeah.
Paul Johannes Hedrick.
Paul Johannes Hedrick, Germany, 287.5.
Some gutsy performances by these Brazilians today. And pretty much every day of these worlds.
Bars loaded.
I would love to see their nationals.
I imagine
be
it would be a battle.
Yeah.
And this should be a personal best for Hedrick. 287.5. Should add about 2.5 kilos to his PB, I think.
Moved pretty well for a personal best. Moved very well.
And
gotta
he
be
gets
happy.
2 white lights. That's on the board.
He's gonna happy with that. He's actually got some gas in the tank. Hasn't overreached in the squats. Fairly fresh for the bench press event. Excuse me. Pardon me.
Ransuli from Sri Lanka,
Easily the most-
290.
Easily the most popular lifter of this
Oh,
flight.
it certainly sounds like it.
Wow. If the crowd can will him, he's gonna smash this.
He is going to have to work for it, though.
He's got an army behind him. Oh, this is going to be work for sure, but his opener was work. This guy seems to rise to the equation. Oh, wow.
Just a little bit too much. He's got a little bit backwards and the bar
Shakes-
rolled off. But
Shakes Luigi's hand. Yeah, that's a good catch.
spotters did a fantastic job there.
Look at that. Oh, it looks like he lost back tension, almost fell. Luigi with a big catch.
Andreas Reis from Germany, 310 kilograms.
Look, it's got to be said, when these gentlemen are huge and then add that body weight to the weight they're moving,
And
those are
this-
some massive catches when you have to spot
They
them.
are huge, and I think this might be another PB.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
He has done a lot of equipped lifting as well over the last couple of years. The advantage training equipped as well as raw for squats is you get very, very used to those very big weights on your back.
I believe he's at 307.5. Not a massive jump from there. Should be within reach. Nope.
Just couldn't quite get there.
Yeah. He buckled at a certain point. We'll see in the replay here.
Another great job from the spotters though.
Kind of like the Sri Lankan. You see his whole torso kind of yoink. It starts teetering. Well, the knees give. And
And the
Luigi with the
spotters
catch.
read that very, very well.
Bars loaded.
Stanley Kaka, New Zealand, 315 kilograms. $315 kilograms. Well, I thought 307.5 was a big job. I didn't
Yeah.
think they'd go that much further,
it was definitely work. Nope.
and it's not going to happen.
No lift, give him a round of applause.
Lifters all over, or spotters all over these guys missing.
Yeah, I think they overestimated that one just a little bit.
Yeah.
Viktor Marenko from Ukraine, 290 kilograms.
Marinenko had a strong bluff in there, 387.5 for his opener, but we knew that just couldn't be real.
And he's dropped down to 290.
Yeah, much more realistic.
Bars loaded.
Now the Giants are coming out to play.
And we're in flight 2, and we're back to openers. One opener that didn't change is Gustav 350, and that is still monstrous and somewhat surprising. Representing the Virgin Islands.
Seems to be a little bit of a problem with the weight load. He's not sure. We have a misload.
Okay. Well, I'm glad he caught
And
that.
well picked by the athlete there, actually. He's picked it up and he thought, this doesn't feel about right.
Gustav is from the Ivory Coast. There we go. Yeah. And it's a good thing you didn't unload it. Take it for a ride.
So he'll get a new clock. Guy's doing a great job out there. And you know what? Every now and then
Bars loaded. Restart.
a misload happens, but they fix it straight away.
Says Chris Robb, chief referee from Vancouver.
And these guys have been spotting and loading all day, every day for 2 weeks.
It's exhausting because you got to be mentally on point the whole time and reflexes quick.
And they have been very quick today.
Yeah, they've had some big catches already, and the weights are only getting heavier.
Depth is good.
Very nice.
A little bit of work, but never seemed to be in doubt.
No, that's a nice squat. And the Ukrainians know a thing or two about squatting.
Matus Jazeski from Poland, 290 kilograms.
290 kilos. Bars loaded for Costa.
We have 2 poles
Tias
on the 120. And they're going to pick up a whole lot of points for the Polish national team. Depth is there all day.
Very, very nice lift. Lifts the head up, lifts the chest up, and stands it straight up and gets 3 white lights.
Nice form.
Eric Willis from Canada.
Eric is coming in as the 4th nomination, but his nomination numbers are very low for his capability. A lot of hope riding on Eric to get to the podium.
Eric Willis counted at 295 kilos.
Well, he's got the potential, he's got it in him, but it's going to be a lot of work. He is surrounded by a big history of powerlifting in this flight.
No doubt about it. This is a very competitive class, and he's going to need to be 100% today if he's going to hit that podium.
Yeah, look, from where we're sitting, I think it looks good, but we'll wait and see. And it is.
And that's around about how Eric's openers usually look, and he looks well on pace.
Sofiane Erokessia from France, 295 kilograms.
Sofiane Belkacem.
An 11-year veteran engineer from France. Should be a solid opener for him.
Well, he's had a couple of little shouts to get himself psyched up for it.
Yeah, he's getting a little amped up for an opener. Let's hope it's a well-selected attempt.
Belkacem.
Look good.
Stands up very well.
Oh, slightly shy on depth.
Just a little bit short, hey?
It was close. I'm pretty sure he's going to get it on the second. I mean, it moved very smoothly.
Oh, I think it should be fine. Amandas Polauskas from Lithuania, 300 kilograms.
Speaking of favorites to get on the podium, Amanda's absolutely monster bencher. within shot of a world record, I'm sure, and definitely a favorite to get one of those medals.
Yeah, I think so. I'm just trying to remember. I'm not sure if he competed at the European Cup this year or not. But a very, very strong lifter.
He's actually the world record holder currently for bench. What color is his medal going to be is yet to be decided. But he's going to pick up a lot of them. And apparently he can squat as well.
And he is just an absolute giant. Not getting quite deep enough there. Getting pulled up on depth.
Yeah, I guess sometimes when you have the narrow stance and your legs kind of fold on top of each other.
Alexei Snitsky from the Ukraine, 310 kilograms.
This would be your third highest nominated total. 18-year veteran, and his job is a sportsman. So powerlifting is his profession. Good work if you can get it.
Certainly is.
Let's watch him apply his trade with 310 and hope depth isn't an issue. Okay, that looked good.
Depth is definitely not an issue. That was probably one of the deepest squats you'll see at this weight class.
Yeah.
3 white lights.
You'd expect that from a professional?
Well, professional, absolutely. Baro Tsekhanovsky from Great Britain, 310 kilograms.
Now his nominated squat is 315. This is certainly under that, but not a whole heck of a lot.
So the technical control there, just giving him the instruction to do his rest wraps before he goes on the platform. You are only allowed to adjust your belt on the platform.
Yep. Well done. That's actually Eagle Eye Bill who misses very little.
You're going to blue.
310 kilograms.
Moves well.
And the lift opener for Baro is good.
And that would be right on the line. Does not want to cut that any shallower than that. Yeah, you see on the replay. With the big man, it's hard, you know, when they're so large.
One, it's very, very hard to get down that low. 2, it's really, really hard for the referees to actually judge that depth and these big men.
You almost lose that hip joint.
Joseph Whittaker from New Zealand, 315 kilograms.
And we're getting closer and closer to that 350 kilo opener.
That is a monster opening squat.
Gustav from the Ivory Coast. I am very interested in seeing how he moves that. I know a lot of people are surprised he's opening that heavy. Previously, his personal best was 325. To open with 350 is monumental gains he must have had. Big Joe. Oh, that might be
That's going to be borderline there.
I don't think they're going to like
This
that.
is a big man.
They're not giving away this morning.
Not deep enough.
I'm gonna have to agree with him. I'm actually surprised he got even one weight. That looked pretty high.
Yota Sadowski from Poland, 320 kilos. Now, this is a guy to watch out for.
He's the #1 nomination.
And he hit 340 this year at the Polish Nationals. Competed last year at the World Championships, hit 335. So 320, I think it's going to move pretty fast. The giant pole. Let's hope he had his travel worked out well and he hasn't suffered too much from the jet lag and the weather changes. Because if he hasn't, he's going to put on a show.
Moved nicely.
320 cruising
See
through.
what they say for depth. They
And
like
he's
it.
3 white lights, and he absolutely cruises through 320. And here we come with a big 350 from Fazan Gustav.
So a little bit of perspective. 386 is the world record squat. If 350 moves like an opener should, Dennis Cornelius' record
The
is in
record
danger.
could be in trouble. Look, it's hard to say. I mean, I haven't got a lot of information on Gustav in regard to his previous competitions, but if he's opening at 350, he must be fairly confident.
His nominated squat is 325, so I don't think anybody's seeing this guy coming.
Well, he's a giant.
And he's here now.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
He is one big man looking for 350, weighed in at 119.39.
How will 350 move? If this moves like an opener, that is frightening. And we could just shake up the whole. Whoa, looks a little wobbly. Luigi better stay tight on this one.
Oh,
And that was not even close.
and he just gets pushed forward and bullied by that bar.
Was he just totally biting off more than he could shoot? That was a. Take a look at this replay. And Luigi is still holding him, by the way. Never even. That wasn't even close. Luigi with a beautiful catch there, and he looks like he is.
Yeah, and he might get himself into a little bit of the referees might have a little bit of a talk about there, because it did look like he
Like I had said,
escalated that.
350 seemed absolutely monumentally huge, especially 325 is your personal best. 386 is the world record. You have never hit anything like this before in competition, and you're opening with 350.
It was a very, very, very big opening lift.
Yeah, it begged questions, and
And the big man's okay.
he's up. He's up.
Big man's up and he's okay.
He's about,
Here's a bit of a bow to the crowd there. Thank you very much.
and he might owe Luigi a beer after this. That
So
was.
we'll have to wait and see what happens with his lifts. I mean,
I'd be surprised.
clearly 350. Yeah, look, maybe it was an error on his behalf in regards to riding down.
There's just no need to open that high. You got 3 attempts. If you want to get to 350, you can get there. You don't have to load it up for your opener. No one cares where you start. They care where you end.
That's right.
And unfortunately for him, he might end on the floor. I don't think he's coming back out with 350 again. If he does, they got to be paying very close attention to him with spotting, as they did for his opener there. I think everybody's thinking what I was thinking.
Sofiane Belocasier from France, 295. Yeah, the boys have got the bar up and loaded again, which is pretty fast. They had to pick it up off the floor.
Yeah.
And they're at 295 already for Sofiane from France.
Just got to sink this a little deeper.
That looked a lot better.
Yeah, 100%. See if the judges like it.
And he's on the board.
Good enough. Breathes a sigh of relief.
Viktor Marinenko from the Ukraine, 300 kilos. And again, this should be a fairly smooth lift.
Yeah, 10-kilo jump. 290 moved well. His form is just bang on point. Certainly no breakdown yet, and it's going to take a lot of weight to show any kind of chinks in his form.
Whittaker. Bars loaded for Victor from Ukraine.
300 kilograms, absolutely monstrous amount of weight.
And we got a lot of squats left, and we're already at the 300 kilo mark in the second attempts. These are some big boys moving some big weights. I told you it could get a little frightening when the big weights start flying, but got the best spotters in the business. Depth for sure. The fight is on.
There we go, stands it up.
And he's good for it. And that's where good technique pays off, but he's got the horsepower to back it up,
He
doesn't
kept the chest up the whole time.
Yep.
Matthias from Poland, 300 kilograms.
I like Luigi's spotting style, the hands under the bar to wrap around the lifter so they stay with the bar and help you. Some spotters want to grab the bar from overhead, but you're not going to get much.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Reaching
interesting.
up
I
and
mean,
over.
sometimes one of the reasons they actually grab from above is if the bar was to roll back onto the arms.
Yeah,
That's a broken arm.
that's true too.
And he stands that up. But these guys in spotting have been working very, very well together, and you can see that Luigi has a lot of faith in the other guys. Armandus Palauskas.
Now, he had missed on depth and
Depth,
looked
yeah.
good for it. Went up 5 pounds regardless. He's a favorite to hit the podium and likely thinking, look, if I'm going to hit that podium, I can't retake my opener. I got to cover at least a little bit of ground here for my second attempt. 305 should not break the bank for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine so. I mean, he hit 310 at the European Classic Cup this year, but has hit much heavier previously to that. So I imagine he would just do the work he had to do at the European Cup.
Oh, there's a sticking point. Looks good, though.
And Palauskas. 3 round goals.
Eric Willis from Canada. Probably the easiest name to pronounce so far.
And 310, 15 kilo jump. The opener moved well for Eric. This is actually matching his nominated squat. So this is going to be work.
310 kilograms.
Plenty of encouragement from the crowd. Very well done. Wow, for a matching
Yeah,
his
look, he
nominated
handled
squat.
that very, very well.
And Eric is definitely on point today.
Joseph Whittaker from New Zealand wanting 315. Again, needs to get depth. Now, interestingly, Amandus Palauskas is put in a 310, so he's clearly looking at the long game. He's a much bigger squat than that. But the last time he competed was at the European Classic Cup in Nnamani, when it wasn't a very big field. Nowhere near as big a field as this. So he was able to push that a little bit harder and stay safe. But here with such a big field, he really has to think about the long game. Really needs to get this on the board.
Yeah, you start really backing yourself in the corner if you miss 2 squats in a row. You'd like to hit this and take a jump to catch up to the pack. I'm not sure.
Ooh, just a little bit too much for him.
It actually looked a little high still, which tells me perhaps too heavy. and self-perseverance is starting to kick in.
Yeah, so he's waved that off. His line just wasn't right there, was it? He just came forward a little bit, really bends forward at the very top.
He really bends forward, and he cut that high again, so I'm not sure what it mattered if he gutted it out. Hopefully he can regroup, come back, and hit this, because he's in dire straits right now.
Alexei Snitsky from the Ukraine, 320.
$10-kilo jump, but we thought Alexei handled 310 pretty smoothly. And he handles 320 just the same.
That was pretty smooth.
Yeah, when you're a technician as strong as this man, every squat almost looks the same, right until the wheels fall off. Look at that.
Baro Tsekhanovsky from Great Britain.
Also taking 320. So this is another 10-kilo jump. The Brits pretty good on it.
Yeah, their attempt selection has been pretty much bang on the whole competition. Let's see if they can keep that up.
I see Joey Nnamani, newly crowned 52-kilo world champion and best lifter in the Women's Open, help handle Baruch Tsekhanovsky.
It looks like he should be good on depth, but let's wait and see. And he is, 3 white lights.
Likely to be a smaller jump to his third, but registers his second squat.
Sadowski from Poland, 340 kilograms.
Now this is a pretty big jump, 20 kilos from his opener. But some people like to open really low, no major struggles, just to make sure you get your foot in the door there. Travel, time zone change, and I know both those factors greatly affected Rebecca, he was saying, so.
Yeah, I mean, looking at his previous numbers, his previous competitions, 340 is well within reach for a second lift. But I don't think it's going to go all his own way. He's going to have to fight a little bit.
Looks like you were right, sir.
There it is.
See what they say about his depth.
And he gets 2, so that's good on the board. He hasn't got a whole lot of room to move, so that's equal to his lift at the Polish Nationals in March.
Now, this is 350 once again, and are you surprised?
I'm a little on the surprise side.
I'm a little on the nervous side.
He didn't look, he didn't really look at any point that he had that lift under control.
No, sir. And I think the spotter's on the nervous side as well. Luigi really earning his slice of pizza today.
I mean, let's hope that it was just a case of misgrooving.
He is a brave man for coming back out here like this. I think everybody in the crowd is going to be watching this one very carefully.
His rack heights are a little high as well. And that's really not helping him.
That is a really unshake. No. This rack height, the opening
His rack height's way too high.
And he looks shaky just walking it out. And I really don't think he should come out for another one.
Yeah, the referees have made a very, very good decision there.
He
never had control of the bar.
And that rack height even, the weight's too heavy, the rack height's too high, and this was not well planned.
Yeah, look, he never had control of the bar, so the referees made a very good decision there to re-rack the bar.
Yeah.
He may have hit this multiple times in the gym, and that's fine, but the referees made a decision that you didn't look in control, and we're not going to put the lifter's safety at risk.
No, or the spotter's safety. I mean,
absolutely.
These fellas, like you said, Luigi's doing the double underarm. He's got other spotters catching, but you know, you
Yeah,
put
all
yourself
these,
in danger.
All these guys are at risk every time someone squats, so a wise decision. Matthias from Poland, 305.
The bar is loaded with these Holska.
Very deep. Wow. Excellent fight through the middle.
He puts in the fight, and that will equal his best lift from the Nationals.
3 white lights, and he is pacing himself well.
Sofiane Belkaceur from France, 305.
Bars loaded.
$305 kilograms. Lets out a little shout.
The Frenchman with a 10-kilo jump, misses opener, retook the weight, hit it in the second attempt, and looking to cover a little bit of ground here in his third and final squat.
He is a very, very big man.
Moved very well.
And that moved very well. Ooh, and just pulling up a little shy.
It was borderline, I got to admit.
Amandas Palaskas from Lithuania.
The Lithuanian looking to match his personal best. Well, from his nomination, I think previously he had hit heavier, but he's really trying to stay in the pocket. His bench press event is where he's going to catch the most kilos.
Yeah, so he hit 322.5 last year at the World Championships, 310 at the European Classic Cup in Nnamani this year. So, yeah, just playing the long game, I think, trying not to burn out.
Yeah, he's a heavy favorite for the gold medal in the bench press event. It's going to pull ahead from the rest of the pack there. It's got to stay tight in the squat. And despite being a big bencher, he's got a reliable deadlift as well. Really a triple threat. And 5 kilos is still 5 kilos to that total. Moves it pretty well.
Did he get down deep enough?
It's going to be close. I think with his squatting style, there you go.
He is.
I think with his squatting style, it's always going to look a little close.
Oh, look,
So
and these big men are very, very hard to judge on depth. And, of course, we have a very downward angle here.
So
Joseph Whittaker, New Zealand, 315 kilograms.
Bars loaded, Joe Whittaker. Come on, let's get behind Joe now. Come on, Joe.
now Joe has hit 10 kilo over this, but he's not having a very good day today. His nominated squat is 325. This is 315. Historically speaking, this should be within his means. A very long trip from New Zealand. Huge time zone change. A lot of variables. Can he adjust?
Really needs to sink.
We've seen miracles happen before.
He's taking up the time on the clock, though.
I think he's got to take this one more seriously. It's high, though. He gets it, but it's high. Self-perseverance is
Yeah, I
kicked
think
in.
that one's high, and it is.
They
3
can't-
reds.
They can't give it to you.
And it's 3 reds, so he cannot even argue with the jury. That
I don't
is
think
high.
I don't think he'd have much of an argument anyways, but he can still stick around for the bench press and
That's
deadlift.
right.
Just can't register a total or team points.
Eric Willis from Canada, 317.5.
And this is going to be a personal best for the Canadian champion and crowd favorite. And it's actually a 7.5 kilo jump from his nominated squat, so a considerable best.
That's loaded for Eric. That's loaded for Eric. From our host country, Canada, 700.
It's going to take a titanic effort to go 3 for 3, but if he does it,
Come on now.
He puts himself in the front seat, doesn't he?
yeah, I told you he was close to a podium, and this is the type of stuff he's got to do to get there. Whoa! And he fights for it.
He gets it up to the top, and it looks good. The referee's
Two
got
is
2
all you
white
need.
lights, that's it.
Really pacing himself for that podium finish.
Puts himself in the driver's seat.
Yep.
Alexei Snitsky from the Ukraine, 3:27.5.
Now, if we're gauging where Eric is, that's 7.5 kilo over his nominated squat. Likely going to have a personal best day. The scouting reports were he's stronger than his nominated totals were suggesting. Looks like the scouting is on point. Alexei. First 2 squats look really nice. Technically, a lot of strength as well. I'm guessing 327.5 does not break the bank.
He's having to work for it, but he stands up.
I believe I guessed right, sir.
He has to work, but never really looked in doubt.
And that's one of our medal favorites as well.
Baro Tsekhanovsky from Great Britain.
He is looking to snatch the silver medal away from
Sadowski has made a smart move with just a 5 kilo jump for his third lift.
This will put him from bronze to silver in the squat event. Actually, I think that's a 10 kilo jump. We'll see how he handles it.
Yeah, that's a 10 kilo jump. Sadowski's gone the 5 kilo
Sadowski,
jump.
yeah. And 315 was his previous best. We are well into our
He's
territory.
well ahead of that.
Gunning for a silver. He would love to trade that bronze for a silver right now.
He's going to.
Very strong squat.
And he will swap that bronze medal out for a
Thank
silver.
Thank you very much.
Yota Sadowski from Poland, 345 kilograms.
This is 5 kilos over his nominated squat. How did you think 340 moved?
Yeah, look, I think 340 was tough, and I think 5 kilos was pretty much where he should be. I think any more than that would be breaking the bank. So I think the 5 kilos is probably a smart move. 340 already has the gold medal in the squat. This one's just to add a few more kegs to the total.
Yeah, because looking at the projected, he's going to need it. There's always a bigger picture. If he gets this in the projected, just 2.5 kilo over Palaskas Amandas from Lithuania.
Gets depth, just not quite there though. Just changed his technique a little bit there and dropped a little bit faster than usual.
Oh, wow.
So Gustav is coming out.
I hope they lowered that squat rack. At least lower the squat rack so his walkout's stronger. At least that.
Yeah, his squat rack is so high that he's just not able to get enough leverage to walk it out properly.
And then trying to readjust with 350 kilo on your back after you had to calf raise it off the rack. Try it sometime. It's a lot of fun.
Come on out, Gazelle. From the Ivory Coast, OBN Gazelle.
He's a brave man. Does fortune favor the bold today, though?
And I don't think he's changed his squat height, rack height.
Let's Let's see when he unracks it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
they
he
have.
did.
They've changed the squat rack height. That's
he's-
certainly helped.
He still looks unsteady, though. Whoa, he looks out, unconscious.
He is. He's had a little bit too much blood rush on that squat. And it's just made him a little bit dizzy at the bottom. The spotters, though, there, a great job.
Yeah, Luigi is just so on point with this, and as well as all the spotters,
Great
really.
job from those guys
Amazing. This is probably,
to make sure nobody
yeah.
gets hurt at all.
And we could probably
Well,
do
I'll tell
our
you what,
wrap-up.
it's going to be a really interesting morning here. We've got some massive big lifts in these squats. You know, it's really hard to tell at the moment whose game it is. It really could be anyone. I mean, Poland's coming out really strong with some big squats, but he's going to have to hold that together in the bench and the deadlifts. You know, the Ukrainian putting up some big numbers as well. You know, and our number one ranking there from Lithuania, Palaskas from Lithuania, looking to hit pretty hard in the deadlifts and the bench. So
Palaskis, a monster bench presser, likely going to get a world record. Right now, we have literally 2.5 kilos separating from a couple of our lifters. Going to be a battle. You can't miss this in the bench press event.
come back in about 5 minutes' time. Welcome back to that bench press session in the 120 kilo man. We're going to get underway with the first flight very shortly. And just a bit of an update, Gustav will not be continuing the competition, just making sure our lifters are always safe.
Yep.
So he won't be continuing the competition, but, a very, very brave young man.
No one's going to question his bravery, that's for sure. Attempt selection, you might question.
Attempt selection, we might question, but bravery, no.
I think that's not offside to say. But
So we are going to get our bench session underway, and we've got some big opening lifts.
Looks like Whittaker of New Zealand is also not going to be benching with us.
And that's an interesting choice there.
Cannot register a total
That's
regardless.
correct.
Saving it for the Dens, I
He
guess.
failed his 3 bench press, his 3 squat. So we'll start off with Ransilu from Sri Lanka, 120 kilograms. So the tough thing is now with the 2 less lifters in the second flight, that is going to make that second flight a little bit faster and a little bit tougher for these guys.
Quick turnaround for the action. And the Sri Lankan, ever popular.
The crowd just loves him here.
Yeah, and it's not a cheap flight. A lot of people paid a lot of money and took some time off to come and watch him perform. I'm glad he's having a good day.
Matthias Costa from Brazil, 160 kilograms. So this is the first flight of the 120s.
Bars loaded, Matthias Costa, Brazil, 160 kilos.
The big Brazilian. Looks like a G.I. Joe character.
A lot of these guys look like they just walked out of a comic book or cartoon, just massive men. If you saw them in the street, you knew they would be athletes. You'd be
That's
like,
it.
What sport do you play, son? You're not just an accountant.
Matthias Costa from Brazil, 160 kilograms.
Nice.
Excellent lift. And whilst we're setting up for that next bar, a big shout out to our sponsors, Ilico, who have stood behind IPF for so long now, SPD, and of course our new sponsor, Uplift.
Yeah, very excited about that.
Paul Johannes Hedrick from Germany, 167.5.
Bars loaded.
He's hit 177.5 in his nomination, so should move smoothly. And it does.
Okay, silver off clock on.
And he gets the 2 white lights.
We're hoping a whole lot less drama for these openers, sir.
Yeah, let's just try and keep these ones flying through. Michael Laettner, Austria, 170 kilograms.
Bars loaded, Michael Laettner, Austria, 170 kilos.
Out of silver. Same heights and same knees.
Always good to let the handoff man know how you want the handoff. Not just for your opener. When you have a flight or a weight class with 20 lifters, it's hard to keep track who won and what.
You just need to give them a little reminder on the way back out again.
Yeah.
Once you remind them, they recognise you and remember who you are. But these guys are doing 20 different lift-offs all day.
So when you see him again, you think, oh, he knows. I don't have to say anything. Not necessarily.
Doesn't hurt to just give them a quick rundown.
Yeah, a lot of action happens between the times he saw you last.
That's it. Colin Power, Ireland, 172.5.
Bars loaded. Lewis is watching. So is Arthur Lynch. Everyone's watching Ireland. Come on, Shannon. Let him hear you now, Shannon. Come on.
Colin Power. You with a name like that, you know you are going to be a power lifter.
Long arms, long way up, long way down. Look at the spread he has to cover. And he handles it well. I'm guessing Colin's got a decent deadlift on him.
Yeah, look, one of the tough things about being a 120 lifter is most of these guys are quite tall, which gives them long arms and not really built for bench press. Vinicius Souza from Brazil, 175.
10-year veteran and a personal best of 190 kilos, so 175 shouldn't be overly
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be
difficult.
too challenging for him.
Brazil.
Nicely done.
Same weight, 11-6.
And he gets 3 white lights. Alexander Gazelle from Austria, 175.
Alexander Gazelle, Austria.
And all of these openers moving pretty good.
Yeah, look, it's good to see so far. They're all moving very, very cleanly.
We haven't even really seen a grinder, let alone a missed lift.
386 pounds. He hails from Vienna, Austria. Owner and proprietor of Das Gym. Das Gym.
Out of weight.
You know, to a watch of his bench, we know he was putting through a lot of pain on his squat. Let's see if it affects his bench at all.
.187.5 is his nominated bench, so looks like if he hits this, yeah, he's
Well,
actually,
175, but very, very fast.
so looks like he's at full power for bench press at least.
Yeah, clearly it's not bothering on his bench. Stanley Kaka, New Zealand, 185.
Bars loaded, Stanley Kaka. He's a warehouse store person. Powerlifting for 3 years.
The big man all the way from New Zealand.
And as nice a guy as you'd want to meet, met him yesterday in the crowd. Very approachable despite being a massive man.
185 kilos for the New Zealander. Replace the bar.
Just getting a re-rack call there.
Are his hands, feet? Let's see what it is.
Referee, chief referee just standing up and making sure the athlete knows.
And that's good.
And he gets the start command there. Good communication from the referees.
Nicely done. And that's why you need your opening weight to be low enough that you can hit it even if you got to set up really quickly.
You've got to give yourself the time
Yep.
and you've got to give yourself the opportunity. Make it too heavy. You get something like that happen, you haven't got time to set up properly.
Yeah.
Andreas Reyes from Germany, 185. And these spotters and loaders are flying through the loads.
Yeah, they're moving really quickly now. We're going to have a quick turnaround of flight too.
Yellow silver, 11 and 8.
And he handles that well. So far, all the openers are on point.
107.5 kilos.
Richard Hagen from Australia, 207.5, and got really, really lucky and managed to get his third squat on the board after missing his first 2.
Yeah, we said, I mean, it's going to take a titanic effort. The second squat actually looked like strength, and he summoned the strength for his final squat of the day.
And he got it on the board.
Keeping the dream alive. Let's hope his opener for bench moves a lot easier for the Boilermaker. Nicely done.
And it looks like he is back on track. He gets 2 white lights, and that's enough.
Roughly 110 years ago, the heavyweight champion of the world was Jim Jeffries, and his nickname was the Boilermaker. And he would pull out the victory right from the jaws of defeat. It looks like the trend continues,
The
my friend.
Boilermaker, hey?
Yeah.
We are back around for our second attempts. Ran Silu from Sri Lanka, 130. With a massive Sri Lankan support crowd behind us.
Yeah, that would be a rowdy flight, I'm sure. The Sri Lankans, very passionate and vocal. And Ransilu is delivering. Nicely done.
Very easy. He has a very narrow grip for such a big man.
I noticed that as well. I was thinking that, but you never know what kind of shoulder issues, etc. he's had to cope with. He makes it work for him.
167.5
Matheus Costa from Brazil, 167.5.
Bars loaded.
And the Sri Lankan actually has a pretty decent deadlift on him, so expect a show and the crowd to rally behind him there.
We do like a good deadlift party.
No other party quite like it. Digging those traps into the bar, to the bench, sorry. Ooh, very well.
Yeah, it's a really interesting setup with his left and right feet actually offset. One's
Yeah.
much further forward and out than the other one.
Sometimes, the odd time that happened to me as well, the one hip is much tighter than the other. Not totally uncommon with powerlifters, especially if you have a overhand grip for the bench press.
Yeah.
One side gets more tight as the years go by.
Bars loaded. Michael Laettner, Austria.
Michael Laettner, Austria, 175.
Same weight, 9 and 6.
Yeah, this second round of benching is moving quickly. And hopefully the lifters adjust appropriately with their numbers.
Ooh, that was tough for a second lift.
Workout lockout. Yep. Everybody's got,
And he didn't quite get it. There's some downward movement. And his butt may have lifted as well.
Yeah, it did. And we do have a little, yeah.
Paul Johannes Hedrick, Germany, 175.
175 kilos.
Sizable jump. 7.5 kilo.
Come on.
How many lifters do we have in our flight two?
So it
again?
has dropped to 8 lifters now.
That is going to be
It's
a
going to be
fast
very,
turnaround.
very fast and very tough for these guys.
Now the seasoned national team coaches will realize we're going to have to adjust our numbers.
Out of silver, 11-6.
And if you don't adjust, expect some,
And Hedrick misses out there with 2 red lights. Looks like he just wasn't locking out properly.
yeah, if you don't adjust your numbers and the turnaround is this fast, you can expect a lot of missed lifts.
His elbows locked out at this.
Colin Power from Ireland, 177.5.
And we are batting 500 so far in the second round of benching in the first flight.
Just giving the spotters and loaded a quick reminder of how he wants his handle.
Always a good idea.
Colin Power, 177.5. Bars loaded.
Very, very smooth.
Yeah, Colin rights the ship, shows how it's supposed to be done, picks up 3 white lights.
Vinicius Souza from Brazil, 180 kilograms.
Good. Vinicius Souza, Brazil, 180 kilos. The bar is loaded.
Souza made pretty easy work at 175. 5 kilo jump should be within his means. Quick turnaround or not.
Yeah, quite within his means.
Same weight, 11-6.
Handles that
I
very
like.
well.
Yep.
Alexander Pizzelle from Austria, 180 kilograms.
Austria, 180 kilos, Alex Pizzelle.
White and black. White and black.
He seems to be well on track with his bench press. Doesn't seem the injury, whatever he's carrying, doesn't seem to be affecting it on bench press at all. He's about 5 kilos away from his best lift, I think, is he?
I got 187.5 for his nominated. But today, I'm even if it's a back injury, your back can tighten up a lot in the bench. So let's see what 180 looks like. Pretty
No
good.
problems there. Looks like he's at full power on bench.
If he was the type of bencher that had a big arch, that could put a strain on the back when you tense up.
Yeah, no, he seems to be quite all right, though.
At least adjusting for the day. The one thing he's got to watch is make sure his feet are flat. The angle his feet are on is really tempting. Not
Yeah, he has
keeping
a very
flat
interesting
foot.
angle there, which means he has to force his knees out a little bit further.
You can get a call on that.
Andreas Rees from Germany, 190 kilograms.
Out of silver.
Nope.
And it's a little too much.
Out of silver.
Probably a bit too big a call for him on a second attempt. I wonder if he just misgrooved it because it wasn't that big a jump.
It did cut early. Yeah, good eye. I think it cut a little too early on that arc.
Stanley Kaka from New Zealand, 192.5.
Seven and a half kilo jump. 185 moved pretty good. But 7.5 kilo on the bench press. Things change rather quickly. Cocker has handled 190 previously, so this is also uncharted territory for him. Now, he got re-racked last time.
He did.
Not hearing what they didn't like there.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Hopefully
what it was.
he did. Hopefully he did. 'Cause
Yeah, hopefully he heard it.
Okay, start command. Having a personal best bench day.
Yeah, look, he managed to handle that really well, even with the pressure. Oh, he just looks like he may have lifted.
Let's take a look.
Did he lift his head on the start command?
Looks like we're not going to have a replay. So
Yeah, look, I thought I saw him actually lift his head
is that right?
on the start command, but we haven't got a replay, so we'll have to see how he goes in the next one. Richard Hagen from Australia, 212.5.
Bars loaded.
5 kilo jump for the Boilermaker.
Yeah, I mean, his opening lift was fairly solid. I don't imagine 5 kilos is too much for him.
Rebounded nicely from the squats. And you know what? Sometimes when you're opening up on the squats like that, pretty well down the rankings, but you really get noticed when you're back against the wall, come back and you scrap it out like that.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing about powerlifting is it doesn't matter where you're ranked. You know, the battle is...
You
Yeah,
against
well, the
weight.
battles are all over the place, and of course, the battles are against you on the weights as well.
Picking up some positive momentum here in the
That's
bench
good
press.
enough.
though.
2 white lights. And here comes the crowd favourite for his third attempt. Ransili from Sri Lanka.
5 kilo jump.
Tsui, 135 kilos, the bars loaded.
His supporters are vocal. Waving the
Here he
Sri Lankan
comes, the
flag.
big Sri Lankan.
Sri Lanka's national and reigning champion.
3 reds.
Wow.
He handled that very well.
Yeah, he's staying well within his means for the bench. I think his plan here is probably pick up a few kilos here. He's a lot better squatter and deader than he is a bencher, so no need to overextend. Stay
Absolutely.
relatively fresh for the deads. And put on a show for his fans.
Yeah, you got to have that show for the fans. Michael Laettner, Austria, 175.
Big Austrian missed this in the second attempt. Looking to regain a little bit of footing.
Gonna try and get this on the board.
Loaded, start the clock. Michael Laettner, Austria.
Same way.
It's a fight, but I think
That
he's
looked
got
a
it
lot
this time.
better.
Yeah.
And it is 3 white lights. Matthias Costas from Brazil wants 175 as well.
Bars loaded.
He's hit 157.5 according to his nomination. This is obviously way over that. And he is having a phenomenal day in the bench
He's
press.
handling that absolutely superbly. And Paul Johannes Hedrick wants 180. He missed the 175.
Hedrick, Germany, 180.
Looks like he's trying to make up some pounds.
Three lifters left to change your openers. Lifters in the next fight, 3 lifters left to change your openers.
It's an interesting decision though to miss the 175, then go for 180.
Yeah, it looks like he's sticking to the plan. He wanted to finish with 180. And that's that, despite the second attempt. Some people can make it. And right on cue, it looks like he did.
Yeah, I think he lost the last one on technicality, if I remember. And he does. He gets this one right.
Yeah, I mean, the benefit of getting the opener is you can make moves like that.
Yeah, I mean, you've got one on the board.
Yeah.
You're not losing everything, so you've got that opportunity. Colin Power, 182.5.
Just, again, why the opener is so important not to be so high.
Ireland, 182.5 on the ground for Colin.
Power has hit 180 previously, a slight personal best for him.
Colin Power, the power lifter. Oh, and Colin Power looking powerful there.
It is good.
5 kilo jump. That's 5 more kilos towards his total.
Alexander, Gazelle, Austria, 182.5.
Now, this is still 5 kilo below his personal best, but clearly
Yeah, so
dealing.
look, he's not 100%.
Yeah.
It's certainly not impacting his bench dramatically. But I imagine if it was 100%, you'd be looking at probably some PBs.
I wonder when he got injured, if it was before he took the flight. I mean, hats off to him. Oh, he's even setting up with an arch despite having a bad back. Hats off to him if he is this injured, still took the flight and everything. No, I don't think so. You know, and just so everyone knows at home, past a certain point, you can't pull out and have your alternate come in.
That's correct.
So it was probably past that point of no return and decided, you know what? The alternate can't come in. the team expects me to show up for points, I'm gonna do my job.
Yeah, look, and on the other side of that too is you're doing the right thing for your team. A lot of the times you book tickets, they're non-refundable. But you know what? I'm going to Worlds.
I was trying to build him up character-wise, sir.
Yeah,
but you
look,
might be
I'm sure
right.
he's got a
You might
great
be-
character, but he got a trip to Canada.
Yeah. He's also got a vacation, right?
But you know what? He is here lifting, regardless, which is absolutely amazing. Vinicius Salazar from Brazil, 185.
I like my story better. He had refundable flights.
Look,
Said,
yours,
no, sir.
yours is a much better
Keep-
story.
Keep your money.
Look, I just
This
asked
is for
him.
pride and honor.
He had refundable flights,
Yeah.
and he said, "I'm lifting anyway."
Yeah.
He's using up a lot of time here.
Gets the lift off. For a big man, he really sets up nicely on the bench. Whoa, big scrap.
He fought for it, but it wasn't going to happen.
It wasn't from a lack of willpower, that's for sure. Very rarely, and his leg is tightened, all types of tightened up on him. Stumbles off the platform. It's hard to grind out a bench, and he gave it a go.
Yeah,
though,
it's a
didn't
lot of
he?
work. Andreas Rees, Germany, 190 kilograms.
Missed this in his second attempt. Looking to right that wrong.
Again, a little bit too much.
Yep.
The afternoon session starts at 12 noon. Weigh-in is at, sorry.
Just
weigh-in
two more
is at
lifts, and then we're
12
on
noon.
to the flight 2 again.
Competition starts at
Minus
2.
2 lifters.
Bars loaded, Stanley Kaka. Weigh-in.
Stanley Kaka, New Zealand, 192 and a half.
Warehouse store person.
Person.
Bars loaded, Stanley
Official
Kaka,
title.
192 and a half. Come on now, Stanley.
Warehouse store
Kaka.
Person.
human being. Official title.
192 and a half. He missed this on his second because of his setup. He's back on track now.
And sometimes they come back, hit a weight, and makes you ask,
looks
what
good.
happened the first time?
Looks good.
And the bench is often like that. A simple misgroove and the wheels fall off rather quickly.
Richard Hogan from Australia, 217.5 kilograms. And he is being handled today by the APU president, Sean Muir.
The return of the Boilermaker.
Down to 2 reds, blue, black.
And he is a bull of a
Now,
man.
you think I'm joking, but that is what Boilermakers look like in Australia.
Sir, I do not think you're joking.
It
When
is-
I picture a Boilermaker, that's exactly what I think they
It
look
is
like.
literally a prerequisite that you send in your resume with a picture of yourself and your weight.
Come back when you're a little little bigger, filled
Sorry,
out.
you only weigh 97 kilos. We're not quite ready for you yet.
Yep. And you're not quite ready for us, quite frankly. Oh, the
He's put in the
Boilermaker.
fight, but just a little bit too much.
Yep.
2 reds, blue, black.
Right, we will move on to our second flight bench press. Alexei Snitsky from the Ukraine opening at 170.
The heavyweight champion boxer I was referring to, that was back in the bare knuckle era.
Back in the bare knuckle days.
Yep. That was when men were men, sir. Very tough. individual.
170 kilograms.
170 kilos on the bar.
Now, Alexei did very well in the squat event. Went 3 for 3. Technique was picture perfect.
Yeah, look, he's certainly one to be watching out for. Just sneaking in the back there.
Uh-oh. Wheels
But
came on
he
quick, and that
might
is...
have just had the wheels come off on the bench, so
You know what?
that was very unexpected.
very unexpected. I was about to say his attempt selection and his team's attempt selection on the squat, bang on.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden,
The brakes came on quickly, And that is a shakeup because he was one of the favorites, third nomination. If he also, and he's got 2 more attempts, but if he doesn't right that ship, that is shocking and really shakes up our podium.
Viktor Merlinenko from the Ukraine, 190 kilograms.
Now, Alexei has hit 180 kilo in competition before, so 170 should have been very much realistic for an opener.
Probably a little slower than what you want for an opener, but it's on the board.
It's certainly better than his teammates.
Hedrick, Tsekhanovsky from Great Britain, 195.
And this has been a pretty unpredictable weight class so far.
Yeah, there is no real telling which way this is going to go.
Yeah, high drama for sure. And if one of our top 3 nominations fails to get a bench in, well, I was saying Eric Willis was going to have to scrap it out to get on the podium.
That's it.
The Canadian team's going to watch very closely here. Tsekhanovsky with 195. And he's hit 190 before.
And he's got a re-rack.
That's actually 5 kilo over his nominated bench. Now, the Brits are pretty good with their weight.
Their numbers have been pretty much spot on all week.
Surprising to see 5 kilo over his nominated bench, but I got to assume they've seen video of him hitting this several times in training. At least one would hope. His arms are shaking like a leaf, though.
He's re-racked again, and he's going to time out.
This isn't good. And the drama continues. We just can't breathe a sigh of relief.
Wow. So re-racked,
in the
and
openers.
Looks like it was because of his feet. And now he was re-racked once, then didn't fix the problem, then got re-racked again.
And even at that, though, when you're 5 kilo over your previous best and you're shaking like a leaf, it's a little concerning.
Yeah, look, we really can't tell until he lifts. I mean, some guys are just shakers when they lift.
It's true. And he could be gripping the bar super hard, and it's just the 5 kilo over nominated makes it.
And unfortunately, we didn't get to see him lift.
Yeah.
Matthias Grozesik from Poland, 205.
The lift is good. 205.
And the lift is good. Getting a little more green on the scorecard.
Sofiane Belkacem from France, 207.5.
A little uneven, but it moves well.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't perfectly straight, but certainly didn't seem to have any problems moving the bar.
Yeah, and you see that in the squat as well. Sometimes one side can be a little more loaded, but as long as the bar path is on point.
Eric Willis from Canada.
Yeah.
A local lad, 210 kilograms, and he has got a crowd of support.
Eric has hit 230 before. This should move really easily for him. And judging by his squats, he's having a personal best day, so this is definitely going to move quickly.
All right, let's have a look.
Canadian hats in the crowd. As expected.
That was fast.
Yeah. He's got a lot of room to move.
Plenty of wiggle room there. Yota Sadowski from Poland looking for 210 as well.
Sorry, 200. Bars loaded, 210 kilos. Yota Sadowski, Polska, 210 on the bar.
And he's hit 215 previously, 5 kilos under his nominated bench. Sadowski a heavy favorite for that gold, but he's facing stiff opposition. I don't think the wheels are going to fall off for 5 more kilos, so I'm
that looks
expecting
pretty
personal
good.
best. And speaking of stiff opposition,
The heavy hitter, Amandus Polauskas.
this is probably his chief opposition. Amandus is the current world record holder in the bench press.
And that's at 253.5, I think. is it?
253.5, sir.
Wow.
Very well remembered.
Do you think
And,
maybe he's setting himself up for a crack at that record?
you know, it's definitely a possibility. His training, if you follow him on Instagram, he posts a monster bench and training. We'll
Well,
have to see how 242.5 looks, but it's definitely, if he hits this, it's not a lot of ground he needs to cover within 3 attempts.
well, I got to tell you, I was there when he set the world record at 253.5.
So was I, kind sir. Was that the last year's Worlds? Yep, because I believe.
This year in Oshmiani,
Okay, I lie, I was not there.
253.5, breaking his own world record, I believe. And he just makes it look.
Yeah, very smooth.
There's just nothing in it, is there? It's very hard to believe that's 242.5 kilograms.
He doesn't have to cover much ground to attempt the world record in his last bench. It's going to have to be decided on, does he want to add kilos? Because a world record bench is nice, but he's already got it. He's right there for a world championship win,
Yeah, and that's
which he
really
hasn't
what
had.
he wants to be thinking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, where did he finish in Worlds last year?
Or actually, pardon me, well, he's got the bench press worlds. But the overall,
Bars loaded, Alexei, 170 kilos.
170.
For Alexei Snitsky from the Ukraine. Yeah, Polauskas has to be thinking about the end game.
Yeah. Especially since you've already had the world record plaque.
Yeah.
Being a world champion.
Yeah, another world record's nice, but a world championship lasts forever, doesn't it?
Well, no.
And he's still struggling with his weight. It looks
And this is very surprising. And
he looks puzzled.
dumbfounded, as we all are. Very fast off the chest, but the brakes come on right on lockout, and it just reverses very
Yeah,
quickly.
he looks a little puzzled as to what's going wrong.
I'm not sure he can adjust, but we've seen the Boilermaker adjust.
Bars loaded, Victor Marienko, 195 kilos.
Viktor Maryanko from the Ukraine, 195 kilograms.
$5-kilo jump.
Yeah, it should be quite well within reason. Well, he had to fight for it.
Yeah, he's not going to have too many more kilos left to move.
I mean, he had to put up a fight, but he got it up there.
Which is good for the one.
And it's a good lift.
Tsekhanovsky. Bars loaded.
Tsekhanovsky from Great Britain, 195. So a little bit of a mixed bag with these second attempts here. And Tsekhanovsky really has to put this one on the board.
We're seeing some big shakeups in the rankings. Some of these gentlemen who had excellent squat session are really struggling in the bench. And that moved well.
That looked very, very good. And he gets it on the board. Matthias Zezek from Poland, 210 kilograms.
5 kilo jump for the pull.
Bars loaded. Ratio, Polska, 210. Bars loaded.
No, it's 205. I can't remember. Did it move well? I think it did.
He's hit 205 previously. And this is personal best territory, and he handled it well.
He handled it. It was a bit of work.
It is good.
Sofiane Belkacem from France, 212.5 kilograms.
Blue silver. Blue silver.
$212.5.
Decent 5 kilo jump here. And the uneven bench still doesn't falter him much.
Yeah, I mean, it might be uneven, but it certainly doesn't seem to come up with any
Yeah.
problems. So,
Agreed.
Sadowski from Poland, 217.5.
Now this is the #1 nomination, just 2.5 kilo off the projected from Amandus from Lithuania.
217.5.
Consistency is the key. And we talk about it all the time, following the plan, staying consistent, not jumping ahead of yourself, and just putting numbers on the board.
Oh, he
Well,
battles
he gets
through
it
though.
through. Was there a little dip? 2 white lights, that's enough.
This is good. Eric Willis, 225 on the bar.
And
Eric Willis, 225.
the Ukrainian's misfortune is Eric's Willis' good fortune.
Absolutely. It gives you an opportunity here to peg down some kilos.
Yeah, he is now hovering in bronze medal position in the overall with the projected and about to move himself into the silver place position in bench with one more round of benching to go. Eric positioning himself nicely for some medals. Wow.
That moved very, very smoothly.
Yeah.
225.
And you know what? Eric is good for 230.
Wow.
It'll be interesting to see if the Canadian coaching staff wants to load 230 for his final, which is medal contention, or
Or
if
do
they're
they
going
just
to.
hold back at 227.5?
Yeah.
Get the 2.5 kilos. Ooh, it's a tough call.
They'll probably be watching. If the Ukrainian bombs out, they could start playing it safe because Eric's total is comfortably in bronze. If the Ukrainian hits that, they'll have to have a conversation.
Almandas Palaskas, 250 kilograms. The giant from Lithuania. Oh, we're getting a He's re-racked himself. Wow, 250 turning to a struggle.
And I don't think we're going to see that world record attempt after all. Likely going to try.
Jazz didn't look like it was in him.
Yeah, the wheels can fall off quickly when it's the bench press. We said it before, and you see it, proof in the pudding. Even the defending world record holder.
Well, now the pressure is on for the other Ukrainian athlete, Alexei Snitsky, 170. He has missed this twice. He really looked dumbfounded and puzzled as to why it didn't come up.
Yeah, I mean, this
Clearly 170 shouldn't be difficult for him with the expression on his face.
This is a weight he has routinely hit before. 18 years in the game. You know he's picking his openers appropriately. A professional power lifter. This just isn't going to script for him today. Let's see if he can right that ship. Oh no, it's happening again.
It's just not there, is it? It seems to be something wrong with the move through the sticking point, and he's just completely puzzled as to what's happened.
And Eric Willis bumps up from 4th to 3rd, and the Canadian crowd may just see him end up on the podium.
Well, that's certainly changed the outcome now.
You can, yeah.
We'll move into Baro Tsekhanovsky from Great Britain, 202.5 kilograms.
Bars loaded now.
202.5, and things have certainly changed here now.
Yellow, black, silver.
And Palauskas struggling with his second lift, and I don't think doesn't really look like he's good for it for a third either.
Nope. But guys like him, when they're bench specialists, they can make adjustments.
Oh, absolutely. And Vishnitsky, has missed all three. It's just changed everything now for those top three. When he gets that to the top, we say all the time about consistency, just staying there, waiting for someone to make a mistake. You do your job, follow your plan, and let someone else make the mistake. And this is what happens.
Oftentimes, you see that's what the Canadian coaching staff is doing with Eric. You find yourself just outside the podium for a long time, but just build your total, stay close enough, and really, it's sports. Your opportunities can come. But if you start missing lifts on the way because you're trying to chase when you should not, now you pull yourself out of that position.
Matthias from Poland, 212.5 kilograms.
Looking to go 3 for 3.
It looks good.
Go to blue. 9 and 6.
3 bites.
Sofia and Belkacem from France, 215 kilograms.
The bar's loaded.
Loaded.
Two 2.5 kilo jump. Looking to go for 3 for 3 as well. And 2.5 kilos can mean all the world in the bench press.
Well, and the bench press can make all the difference, can't it? So I think, 215, I think it's probably a smart move.
Nope.
That's just a little too much, and as you said, you called it, 2.5 can break the bank.
Cue, yeah.
Just can't handle those big Alico waffles.
Yota Sadowski, 220 kilos.
Yota Sadowski from Poland, 220 kilograms.
This is the #1 nomination, and it is a good 5 kilo over his nominated bench.
Yeah, it's certainly a big bench for him. He's been moving well, and the lifts have been moving well. His 270.5 was good, but 220 is a big call.
He's neck and neck with Amandus if they both hit their final bench. 880 in the projected monster totals.
And Sadowski just needs to play the long game. Just
Yeah.
keep putting the numbers on the board and let Powerlifting make a mistake, which we've already seen. Gets it to the top.
Looks like Sadowski did his job.
He has done his job.
Now, unless Amandas can right that ship and hit his last bench, Sadowski just moved into the lead again.
Now, Eric Willis from Canada looking at 230. We're talking about whether he should go the 2.5 or the 5, and they've chosen the 5. Canada's been pretty good this last couple of weeks of picking their attempts. So
Yeah, and
if they say 230, he should be good for it.
I mean, he's hit 230 before.
Look, you know, the Canadian coaches say he's good for it.
Yeah.
You're confident he's good for it. It's, you know, he's got an 80%, 85% shot.
This is a weight that he's hit in competition before, so it should be reliable for them.
You know, and if you can get this, that's a good 5 kilos to add to your total.
And he does it.
Wow. Talk about commitment.
3 white lights.
3 white lights. That was a very solid lift.
I don't think he had a kilo more.
No,
that was the perfect attempt.
Polaskas to come back out from Lithuania, 250 kilograms.
Laskis needs this to stay in the hunt. The bench event is his best event.
Yeah, look, his 242.5 looked good. His 250 never looked like it was there.
Yeah.
You know, and we talk all the time that 2.5 kilos can be enough to break it. So let's wait and see.
The bar is loaded.
He's righted that ship.
And allow me to take the foot out of my mouth, sir.
Let me take that foot out of yours. Can you take my foot out of mine? Because he righted that ship and put 250 on the board, and now he has done his job as well. So, well, we've just got the deadlift to go. It's been interesting. We've lost. We've seen 2 athletes withdraw from this session as well. You know, the other Ukrainian athlete has missed all his opening bench press, so now he's out of the total runnings as well. And he was just as surprised as we were.
Well, the thing is, his squats move so well, paced himself excellently.
His attempts were brilliantly, picked perfectly, and then 170, and he genuinely looked stunned
and if
that
you
it didn't move.
If you look at his nominated bench, you understand why. That is well within his means ordinarily. And judging by his squats, if he's trying to ask himself, am I strong on a day, time zone change, travel, has it affected me? He squatted and tested, and he looked good.
So you've got to imagine that, something else has gone wrong. But don't go too far away. We'll be right back here in about 4 minutes' time with the deadlifts just to see who can pull for the gold medal here
it's
in
tight,
Calgary.
Neck and neck,
it is going to be tough. We'll see you in a few. Welcome back to the 2018 Classic Powerlifting World Championships here in Calgary, Canada, brought to you by one and only the IPF, Eleiko, SPD, and Uplift. And we are just about to kick off the deadlift session here with Alexander Pizzelle from Austria, looking for 250 kilograms. We have got a few less lifters than we first started with. We've had a lifter removed himself for safety reasons. We've had lifters drop their lifts. And we are kicking off with Alexander Pizzelle from Austria. And remember, he put up a token squat, carrying in an injury, but has been great on bench and looks like he's pretty solid on the deadlift as well. Let's have a look.
Double overhand hook trick.
Man, he handles the 250 without any problems whatsoever. Vinicius Salza from Brazil, 265.
Here at the Arnold Schwarzenegger Festival in Columbus, Ohio. In the deadlift festival. Vinicius Souza, Brazil. Bars loaded.
265 kilograms.
Another red, black, silver.
Here comes the big Brazilian. Looking to open up with a solid 265.
Looks good.
That should be a good lift. 3 white lights. And Colin Power from Ireland. He got a little bit off track at the start, but got himself back together and got his squats on the board.
Colin Power, 282.5 bars loaded, says Chief Referee Chris Robb from Vancouver. Come on, Colin.
Green and black.
Colin Power, 282.5 kilograms. That was a good opening lift.
Nicely done.
Green and black.
It's going to be interesting. I don't want to jinx anybody, but in the squats, again in the bench press, we've seen
We have seen
disaster
some
strike
errors,
a couple
yeah.
times. Yeah.
You know, we talk about it all the time. Careful selection, particularly if you're opening lifts, being consistent, coming out, following the plan, doing your job, and that's how you get on the podium. Michael Laettner from Austria, 290 kilograms.
Born in '94, Michael is a young lifter in the open, gaining some experience here.
He would be our youngest lifter, I think, was he?
Just scrolling through, yes he is, sir. A bit of a baby face in there,
Some stiff competition in the 120s.
but attached to that baby face is a monster body
Come on, Peter.
capable of shifting some monster weight.
Michael Laettner, 290, and boy, he made short work of that, didn't he?
That is a long way up. Short,
Work of that.
not often you're going to use that. Just hit short for this young man, but yep.
That's true. Those arms could probably reach me from here. Look, your favourite athlete, the Boilermaker from Australia, Richard Hogan from Australia, looking at 292.5.
Come on, Aussies.
And the hay is in the barn for the Boilermaker.
He handled that one.
Quite that lift is good coffee, mate. That was faster than a cock's jaws going down on a koala.
Stanley Kaka from New Zealand, 300 100 kilograms.
Bars loaded. The bar's not loaded yet. Well,
Can you go for George to the back? Who's George?
bars.
Stanley Kaka, 300 kilograms.
Bars loaded.
George guy to the back. There's a TV broken. The lifting order. Thank you. Yeah.
Nicely done.
George.
And despite the dramatics from the squats and the bench,
Yeah, so far we're
so far so
drama-free. We'll try not to speak too soon, but so far so good.
good. With bated breath, I say that, sir. We haven't been able to escape dramatics yet.
Bars loaded, Stanley Kaka.
Andreas Ries from Germany, 310 kilograms.
And Ice from Germany, 310 kilos. The lift is.
It was work on the way up, but he let it down very softly. 2 white lights, and he's on the board. Solidifies his total.
Matthias Costa from Brazil, 312.5 kilograms.
Costa. The moment.
He is a very, very big man from Brazil.
Come on, Matthias. This is Brazil.
Setting up in the sumo stance. Double overhand hook grip sumo pull.
Grip sumo pull.
Looks good.
That looks very good.
And the lift is good. All right. Ladies and gentlemen.
Ransilu from Sri Lanka, 317.5. Let's wait and see if we hear the crowd.
Yeah. Opening with 700, he is definitely a strong puller.
An Asian record, strongest puller in all of Asia. This is an Asian.
And I just heard overhead, this is an Asian record.
Wow.
So there is reason he's got great fanfare. One of the strongest men from Asia. Hitting our platform.
317.5. Here we go.
Asia's not exactly a small place. This is a big dead. Let's see if he can pull it off. Hook grip. And that should be good for an Asian record. He's happy. The crowd's
He
happy.
handles that very, very well.
Judges give him 3 white lights.
Absolutely smokes it.
And perhaps
Never looked in doubt, did
the
he?
Sri Lankans in the crowd realized this was going to be a historic moment. The
Yep.
records were going to fall.
They
Worth the
certainly
trip.
will come for it.
Worth the trip.
Hedrick from Germany, 320. You just see Eagle Eye Bill there on the screen, overseeing all the athletes as they come through, make sure all their equipment is correct.
Yeah, and you better believe he's not letting anything slip by.
You won't sneak anything past him.
He stares at you long enough, he could read your thoughts.
For Johannes Hedrick from Germany, 320 kilograms. It was a little messy, but he got to the top.
Yeah, I was about to say the same. 3 white lights, solidifies his total. Perhaps he could clean it up for his second attempt.
Alexander Pizzelle, Austria, for his second attempt, 275, taking a 25 kilo jump. It's a fairly hefty jump.
Yeah, 25 kilo. Could be 2 different stories here. Perhaps 275 is an appropriate second attempt. He's just taking a big jump because he likes a small opener. Or perhaps he's feeling the pressure and wants to cover some ground and taking a risky move.
Yeah.
To find out.
Well, we'll find out in a second.
And he's working through an injury. He's pulling 9 lifts through a terrible hip injury. He wants to just get a total. The weight
Yeah.
is wrong.
So
The
we
weight
have
is not
just
right. The
had
weight is wrong.
confirmation that he's had a hip injury.
Yeah,
And he's been working through that hip injury.
Historically speaking, he's pulled 340, which is monstrous. But this isn't going to be...
Yeah, and he has decided that the 250 is enough. He's got a number on the board. He has a total at World Championships, and that will do. So he will not be coming out anymore, I wouldn't think.
Normally he competes at the Arnold Schwarzenegger Festival, one of the top 10 lifters in the world. He's working through an injury.
Oh, wait, no, it looks like
No,
he's going to come
okay,
out.
no, he is coming out. This is one
He looks slightly
very,
concerned.
very tough man.
Yeah.
Right here.
Come on, Alex. Das Jim.
He's off into the 600s already, despite injured.
So he's totaling up into the 600s, and he hasn't even squatted anywhere near what he squats or deads anywhere near he deads.
Cannot question his heart. Oh, wow.
And you can see it's hurting a little bit.
He's got to stiff leg that, basically, because his hip is... He's got to throw the whole load on his back.
He gets it on the board.
Watch how high his hips have to rise because he can't put any pressure on his hip. So he has to stiff leg this almost, and that is one strong man battling an injury. Hats off to him.
282.5 bars loaded Brazil.
Vinicius Souza from Brazil, 282.5.
Loaded.
$17.5 jump from his opener. Double overhand hook grip as well. Seeing lots of that today. And Souza takes it quite well.
Yeah, absolutely.
The lift is good for Brazil. Who's next? Colin Power, 295 kilos. He hails from Ireland. I see Ireland up on the second floor. There's the balcony.
Colin Power from Ireland, 295 kilograms.
Bars loaded.
Here he comes. He is a very big man. Those arms and levers are built to deadlift.
This is going to be a long way up. 295 to the top floor. And he manages it nicely. He writes.
Lift is good.
Richard Hogan from Australia, 305 kilograms.
The Boilermaker.
Bars loaded. Australia, 305 kilos. Holds down.
12.5 kilo jump. Looking to cover a little ground here. Obviously, squats didn't end the way he wanted. And the deadlifts is a shot of redemption. Despite a shaky squat session, I got a feeling a lot of people are going to walk away talking about it. And look at that.
He handles that without any problems at all.
And the lift is good 2-1.
The Boilermaker is starting to heat up a little. We have 315 getting loaded on the bar for the Austrian, Michael Laettner.
$315 kilograms.
Laettner from Austria.
He's pieced together a nice day so far.
He is doing really well. Such a young gentleman in the open lifting class here. and so strong. He is one, if I'm an open lifter in the 120s, I'm watching him over the next few years.
Yeah.
Because at that young age, he has got a big future. Andreas Ries, Germany, 317.5 kilograms.
Bars loaded, 700 pounds.
The cowbells are going off for the German.
Ooh, just a little bit too much. Looks like he might have just felt a little bit of
I saw
cramping or pain through there, so he's put it down, done the smart thing and put it straight back down again.
Yeah, don't chase bad money, as they say in poker.
Stanley Kaka from New Zealand, 325.
This is a huge 25-kilo jump. He's really trying to cover some ground here. He's only hit 315 previously on his nomination.
That's a big call.
It's 10 kilo over his best and 25 kilo over his opener. Kind of a risky proposition. We'll see how it shakes up. High risk, high reward.
He is a big lad, though.
Oh,
and if
no
anyone
question.
can do it, it's the New Zealander.
Oh, wow.
Well, you can take that piece of paper with a nomination on, I'm going to tear it up in a little piece and throw it away, because
Very
apparently
nice.
that means nothing, because 325, just 320.
Yeah, that
blew
moved
up.
very smoothly.
Matthias Costa from Brazil, 325.
Matthias Costa from Brazil.
Yeah, they say he's a store person, but he's looking like a human forklift right now. Beautifully done by the New Zealander.
Matthias Costa, 325. Here comes G.I. Joe. Wow, that's a fight.
It's definitely work. He's going to take a much smaller jump for
He
his last
hasn't
attempt.
got anywhere left to go, has he?
It's going to be a small one either way, and it'll be dicey.
Ransilu from Sri Lanka, 325. Now, I've stood up so I can turn around and have a look at this Sri Lankan crowd.
The Sri Lankan.
And there they are.
Smashed 317.5.
That's
broken
a
Asian world record.
big crowd right there. Look at them all shown up just to support this man.
Looking
and that is powerlifting.
Looking to push this Asian record a little further. And there's a chant going on in the crowd now. 325 kilos. This is a big pull. Whoa!
And it's a bit too big today. He still has one more shot at it, though.
Yeah, can he make the adjustments? I'm sure they're happy he's got the Asian record anyways.
Poor Johannes Hedrick for his second attempt at 332 and a half.
733 pounds. Bars loaded.
Three whites, judges agree. 332.5, and he breaks into the 800s for a total.
Vinicius Salza from Brazil, 290 kilograms.
290 kilos he has.
The numbers are coming up now. Third attempt, hit 282. No problems.
Attention. Attention, a 10 change has been submitted. Attention, a 10 change has been submitted. The number is now 287.5 kilos. The bar's loaded.
287.5 kilograms. Oh, let's see how it rolls.
And the Brazilians in the crowd are starting to heat up for this one.
Well, we know they're fighters, mate.
The final pull of the day for Souza. Looking to go 3 for 3, add 5 more kilos onto his total, and finish 750 even.
Wow, he put into that, didn't he?
Just at the last second, it looked like the shoulders went back. See if the judges agree.
Yeah,
no
not
dice.
quite there.
No dice.
Unlucky.
Very close.
Hello out there in Das Gym. Just wanted to say hello to Andy. I hope you're watching your brother Alex. Want you to let you know, Gary, that Andy and Alex own Das Gym in Vienna, hosting the Vienna National Championships. Hope you're watching and cheering on your brother. Thanks.
I am sure they're watching. If you don't recognize that voice, that was the one and only Gino popping in there to say hello. Alexander Pizzelle from Austria, 300 kilograms. This guy is an absolute legend.
Look, if he hits 300 kilos stiff-legged.
Wow. He has come here injured to put points on the board for his team, for his national team.
Yeah.
And you know what? He hasn't just put tokens up either. He put up a token squat, but then he's hit a good bench, and now he's hitting a very solid dead as well.
A 300 kilo stiff-legged dead is extremely difficult to pull off. Look how high his hips have to rise. This is all lower back now.
Wow.
All lower back now. Wow.
An
Good for him.
absolute legend of the sport right there. Ladies and gentlemen, that man is a...
He is actually getting emotional here.
Yeah, that was absolutely
Very
incredible.
emotional moment right
He's
now.
come into World Championships. He's had to carry an injury in.
On willpower, look how high his hips are because he can't put any pressure on them.
And people will talk about this man for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
All right, hey, Irish folks up there.
Colin Power from Ireland, 302.5.
Wake the heck up. And he did not say the word heck. So bar is loaded. Ireland, let me hear you now. Come on, Ireland. Wake up, Ireland.
Here he goes, 302.5.
He's got 302.666, the number on the power.
7.5 kilo jump from the second attempt.
Brimstone will come down on this feet. Come on, Ireland, let him hear you.
It's looking
Oh, wow,
good.
looks like he's got it.
I think he has. Let's wait and see.
3
And he
lights.
has.
Nicely done.
Richard Hogan from Australia, 315 kilograms.
You call him Richard Hogan. I call him by the Boilermaker. 10 kilo jump.
We just need to have a introduction theme song for him.
No, it's only appropriate.
The Boilermaker from Australia, 315 kilograms.
Sets up a double overhand hip grip. Oh, rebounded
Well,
nicely from
that
the squat.
wasn't
Yeah.
too difficult at all for 315 kilograms.
Nicely done. And he'll finish his day into the 800 kilos for his total.
That's
Actually,
not a bad way
yeah,
to finish a world.
Considering he only got one squat in.
It's pretty good. Michael Laettner from Austria, 320 kilograms.
Just a little cleaning of the bar here. Some of the boys are leaking.
And being third lift, bar gets cleaned.
Oh, that's true too. We are in the third lift
attempt already.
already.
$320 kilos on the bar for Michael Laettner.
Couple of stomps, amping himself up.
The young gun from Austria. Wow, this kid is strong.
All types of strong.
If you're in the top three, and I think he just may have just killed his coach. I'm quite sure he jumped on his coach. That is a big man to be jumping on the coach.
Easy now, son.
If you're in the top three or top four, I'll be watching him over the next few years. Andreas Ries, 322.5 from Germany.
Interesting choice. He missed his second and going up on his third.
Yeah, it's always a very interesting decision. Going to push those extra kilos in, can backfire very easily.
Oh, is the
I
juice?
don't think he's locked it out. Let's wait and see.
Yeah.
And he has 3 white lights. Well done.
The juice is worth the squeeze.
The risk paid off. And look out, because Ransilu from Sri Lanka is about to come out. So if you're sensitive to loud noises, now's the time to get ready, because this crowd is about to go wild for his final lift, and he's pulling for 325 that he missed on his second attempt. And this will also increase his Asian record, I believe.
That's right. He's got a continental record in his back pocket. He might just need to increase the intensity a little bit here.
Well, if he gets fired up by the crowd, it's certainly going to help here, because it's very loud.
Oh, he's taking this a little more seriously than last time. And wouldn't the crowd erupt if he hits this? Oh, wow!
What a mammoth effort.
Huge pull! What a display of heart! Oh. You know what? Nonetheless,
he might not have got the lights, but he got it up there. And if you look at his second attempt,
yeah, that was a big advancement.
He never even got it there. So that's quite incredible. Just didn't get the shoulders back or lock in properly. But he got it up to the top.
He gave the crowd what they wanted.
Matthias Costa from Brazil, 335.
No more changes. No just the next flight. No more changes to your openers. Little divide from Matthias Costa from Brazil. He's a mechanical engineer and powerlifting for 4 years now. His best pull is 315. He's got
the Brazilian taking a 10-kilo jump.
Well, here comes G.I. Joe for 335. This is going to be a very, very big pull. And we'll need everything he's got.
He's willing to give it.
That's a little too much, though. He certainly gave it some heart, and we have an attempt change going in.
Change. Chief referee, we have a change.
And
340. What's the number? 342 and a half.
Yeah, so Hedrick has just changed his to 342 and a half.
These two boys are talking it out. They're taking swings at each other in the back room. Which coach is going to come out on top?
And you know, Kaka from New Zealand, his total is pretty big for being in the first flight.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Could have easily ended up in the second flight and been very competitive.
He's got a predicted end total of 845.
Yeah, should he hit this? Oh, they're both going up to 345. It's like they're playing a game of chicken, and who's going to blink first?
And
Are they handing these attempts in side by side, matching each other? Because once one goes in,
One coach looking over the other man's shoulder.
Yeah, look at each other in the eyes. What are you writing down?
So I see you read 345.
Yeah.
I too can write 345. That was Stanley Kaka. So 345. If he pulls this, it will temporarily put him into the gold medal position for deadlift. But
Yeah.
of course, we do have another flight to go. But anything can happen.
If not gold, he could end up with a medal
But
anyways.
this is a very, very big pull.
Oh, he's a very, very strong man.
He sure is.
Caught
but I think
over
it's
his massive
just
quads.
a little too much. Just couldn't get quite outside those mountains.
Yeah, that bar smashed into those massive mountain quads of his, and all types of friction was built. Almost created a fire on the platform.
So Hedrick from Germany is now going to try and pull 345.
No backing down now for the German. He's already used both of his change attempts. Can't go below 345 regardless.
That's
after
it.
Corker pulled. So here we are. Oh, I think he might have. Oh, he locks it at the end.
Well,
That
it
could
came
be
up
it.
super fast. It got a little messy
Yeah.
in the middle, but he's pulled 345. And if you look around the corner, you'll see he has an absolute legendary coach there, Dietmar.
Yeah.
So
Familiar
he's
with
being
Dietmar.
handled by a very, very experienced man. So we move straight into our second flight. Viktor Marianenko from the Ukraine, 307.5.
3 samples are being given out. Protein packs, shaker bottles.
A sportsman by profession. A sporting man by profession. Opening at 307.5.
Viktor Marianenko, 307.5 kilos.
So he's hit 327.5 before. 20 kilo below was nominated dead.
Yeah, look, I think 307.5 should move really, really well. It shouldn't be too much trouble for him.
Should be safe.
Well, the bar is loaded at 307.5 for Viktor Marianenko.
Silver off, black on. Go. Silver off, black on.
Playing it safe as he should. Plenty of room. On the projected right now, we have Amandis from Lithuania and Sadowski from Poland, even at 880 in the projected, and not far behind is Eric Willis from Canada with 870, and Eric is a big deadlifter.
Yeah, look, he's been playing a smart game. He's just in there doing his job. He's going to let Sadowski and then they're just going to play it out, let them battle it out, and wait for them to make errors.
I'm
and
not-
he's going to be sitting right there.
I'm not lying when I tell you it's not outside of possibility that Eric does a pull for the win. Depends how the deadlift event plays out. Beltless, by the way.
Very strong.
So Tsekhanovsky from Great Britain hits 310 and gets it on the board.
Nicely done.
Which is good, 3 legs.
Sofiane Belskia from France, 315 kilograms.
Kilos, 694 pounds. Sofiane won the Equipped European Championships earlier this year now. And he was bars loaded. And he was the 2015 Classic World Champion in Salo, Finland.
315 kilograms.
What was there? She's doing.
That should be a good lift.
He's on the board.
Gets 3 white lights.
Matthias from Poland wants 320. Let's see if all these gentlemen can get their openers on the board. Then we can watch them battle it out.
Yeah, in the first flight, everybody got their opening dead. Despite the dramatics of the previous 2 disciplines, we've kind of settled in.
We've certainly had some drama here today.
There is no question about that. Sometimes a little too much excitement.
The lift is good.
Another good lift.
How about Yota Sadowski? Well, these 2 are going to duke it out. They both, Lithuania and Polska, both have 320 as their openers.
And look at this. The 2 neck-and-neck leads are opening the exact same on deadlift.
Who is going to come out on top?
Well, they're going to go toe for toe to see what happens. Sadowski, 320.
Come on, Polska.
Yeah, he stands up relatively easily.
Good 2-1.
So judging by how Amandas handles 320, if he hits it as smooth as that, we might have a dogfight for that gold medal.
Yeah, so Amandas Polauskas now from Lithuania. So let's see how he handles the same weight.
Also interesting will be if Eric Willis takes 322.5. I think
Yeah,
Eric
see,
Willis,
opening a fraction heavier.
he's not far off on total, and he is the bigger deadlifter of the top 3. Not without reason.
Yeah, he's certainly putting himself in the right position. He's played a very smart game.
Yeah. Mendes jogging out to the platform. He's eager.
Gets it to the top.
3 white lights.
Well, you know, I mean, they're pretty even on their handling. I don't think either of them appears to have a bigger advantage. If anything, I think Sadowski probably handled it a little bit quicker. So he's going 340 for a second. But here's Willis, the one we want to watch, 322.5. He is just playing out the game. He is sticking to his plan, getting numbers on the board. I'm going to build my total. I'm going to let you 2 fight it out.
Yeah.
And see if it forces a mistake.
Look at Sadowski's doing a 20-kilo jump. He missed, and that's a big jump. He misses that. Eric Willis moves up another notch.
He handled 322.5 very well.
Yeah, Eric Willis, little fun fact, despite being a 120-kilo lifter, actually at one point had the biggest deadlift Canada had. And with Sadowski taking a 20-kilo jump, is he jumping too far? Amandis also going up to 335 for his second attempt. That's a 15-kilo jump. Those fellas aren't exactly playing it safe. And Eric Willis, if he stays in the pocket, might see another opportunity to rise up the rankings.
Yeah, and that's a smart thing to do. Play it safe.
Yeah.
And just wait to see what these guys do. I mean, 342, a 20-kilo jump is a big jump.
It is.
I mean, they handled their lifts well, but neither of them looked easy.
Nope. Well said. Now this one's for pride, for Alexei. Oh my gosh, what the firepower's there. I wonder what happened on bench.
There is something happening, isn't there? I mean, he certainly hasn't got a problem with power.
I tell you what might ease the pain of bombing out is possibly a gold medal in the deadlift event.
Well, that would certainly be a blessing in disguise for him. Viktor Maronenko from the Ukraine looking at 320 for his second attempt.
And if you're wondering, Eric Willis put in 337.5. a smaller jump than the other gentleman.
Yeah, so even though it's a bigger number, well, a bigger number than Polaskis, it's a smaller jump because he opened at 322.5. He is just staying in touch.
He's
Oh,
laboring
that
hard
looked
here.
tough. Ooh, bit of a stumble in the middle there.
And if Amandas misses a second and Willis hits his, he moves ahead another position from bronze to silver and slowly climbs the ranks.
He is just slowly chipping away,
As a matter of-
knocking on the door.
And if Sadowski misses his, if they both miss their second, well, he's in the lead.
He has played his cards well.
Very
He's
well.
put himself in the right position.
Very well.
He didn't get caught up in the battle trying to challenge them toe-to-toe. He
Mm-hmm.
just did his thing.
That's where discipline pays off. Now, this is a beltless 320. That's a big beltless pull. Another Brit who likes to pull beltless, Joy Nnamani. Oh, that's work, though. And he gets snagged right before lockout, but he is
He's
not
still
quitting,
moving,
is he?
though. He's,
Oh, just before
wow.
lockout.
I actually thought he was
Same
going
here.
to do that.
Fractionally
It
moving,
continued
but
to
it
move
was
the whole time.
at a snail's pace that had to be draining. Look at that. The patience. And the bar actually never stopped, let alone went
Never
back down.
stopped moving until
But-
he dropped.
But you had to pay close attention to see it move.
Wow. Sofiane Belgogier from France, 332.5.
Looks like we're in uncharted territory for the Frenchman, venturing 2.5 kilo beyond his previous best. And he's already got another deadlift to go. Let's hope he's not overreaching.
Just getting that bar nice and clean for the next lifter. There's nothing worse than trying to pull these massive weights on a bar that's caked up with chalk. And then-
Or possibly baby powder, even worse.
Ooh, even worse.
Yeah.
So the knurling on these Alico bars are as tough as, but the guys are using a lot of chalk out there, and occasionally it builds up and gets stuck in the knurling. So we like to clean it out to give the guys the best chance they can. Sofiane Belgozier from France, 332.5.
And this is a pretty big jump, 17.5 kilo. He's going to cover a little ground here if he can hit it. Oh, he got a little off balance
Wow. So some of the guys having a bit of a hard time with their second attempts here.
there. It's risky to go for a personal best and only your second. You're really banking on having a huge day
Yeah.
when you hit your personal best in your second and then go beyond that for your third even.
Well, let's hope our top four handle it a bit better.
Reloading the bar for Krzysztof
Matthias
Polska,
from Poland, 335.
He handles it very well.
That looked good.
The lift is
And that's a 15 kilo jump, 15 more kilos onto his total. And Eric Willis, while eyeing the silver and gold, needs to also look behind him because there's a couple guys eyeing up his bronze.
They certainly are. They're certainly looking at coming after him.
Yep.
So now we get to see if people have bitten off more than they can chew. Amandas Polaskis from Lithuania, 335.
Personal best is 340, and we're not far off that. He's going to have to be on point.
Arsenal. Come on, Palaskis.
He's having to work for it.
Yep.
Gets it to the top. What do the referees say? Ooh.
Yeah, there. You know, if we take a look at this, the knees are bent forward and the bar comes over top of it.
He did. He
And
pulls
it
it up
looks
the
like he
legs.
definitely ramped it at the end.
And the knees are soft at the top.
Yeah.
So Eric Willis.
So that's a great. What did I say? If he misses and Willis hits, Willis moves ahead.
So
Who would have thunk at a huge upset if Willis could pull this off? No
Willis
pun intended.
needs to put this one on the board.
Huge
And
advantage
if he
for
can put
Willis.
this one on the board, he has a chance of stealing the
Massive
overall
opportunity.
medals here.
He can pull himself into first position. No Canadian has ever won the Open in the Classic IPF World Championships. Can it be Eric Willis?
It might just be because
And
he
he's
handled
pulled
that very
himself into-
well. He's handled that very
And we have
well.
a new leader on the leaderboard, Eric Willis of Canada. Huge turn of events. Climbed the rankings beautifully. Wouldn't that be an upset? Could Eric Willis be Canada's first Open World Champion?
He's certainly doing everything right to get there. Now let's look at Sadowski from Poland, 340.
Bars loaded.
This would nudge Sadowski 15 kilo over Eric Willis.
Now this is a very, very big jump from 320 to 340. 320 looked good, but
20
it didn't
kilo
look
jump.
easy.
20 kilo jump. High risk, high reward. You know the Canadian coaching staff, as well as everyone in the crowd, are watching very carefully on this deadlift. Oh, it's work. Are his shoulders
Boy,
back?
he handles it though. Let's have a look at the referee
It's going to be
say.
tight.
Yes, he's
Three
got
white
white
lights. And
We
wow,
might
this
have
is,
seen a bit of a change of who's battling who.
we just might have. So the Canadian coaching staff, they got some decisions to make. Do they poll to beat the 900 even total that Sadowski just put up? Because I'm not sure Sadowski has a whole heck of a lot in the tank after that 340. That was work. Or do they defend the silver? I mean, this is tight.
Tough call.
This is tight. It's obviously really exciting to think we could have the first Canadian Open World Champion.
This could be the opportunity.
But is it asking too much? Is it getting too greedy?
Let's see how it folds out. Alexei from the Ukraine, 345.
Tough decisions to make by the Canadian coaching staff and Eric Willis.
So Sadowski's put in 347.5. Willis 357.5. And Polauskas is going for 335 again. But of course, remember, those list numbers can change.
They could change twice over. These are placeholders. And Eric Willis has the advantage of having the heaviest pull, which means he gets to change his after these other gentlemen either miss or hit. And he could change it down
Yeah,
if
look,
he has
it's
to.
a catch-22. You want to put in a big number to be a placeholder, so you want that opportunity to be the last one to pull so you can make the call.
Yep.
But to put it too high, and some of the other lifters
can't
pull
go
some big
below-
lifts, you can't go below that
Can't-
last lift.
Exactly. But the juice is worth the squeeze. If we're talking about a world championships, I think Eric Willis is willing to go out on his shield, and that looks like a great pull.
Yeah, look, he handled 345 really well.
You know what? 345, and the strength is there, possibly dealing with an upper body injury for that bench press disaster, because he's all types of strong for the squats and deads and might end up with a medal here in the deadlift event. This is going to be a dramatic finish. If Eric Willis pulls for the overall gold, expect the house to be
Oh, they
rocking.
will go crazy. Tsekhanovsky from Great Britain, 322.5.
Coming into this World Championships, Eric Willis didn't have the hype some of the other Canadian contenders did, but the Canadian coaching staff had said to me, and I wasn't sure about it, if anyone's going to pull it off and become our first Open World Champion, it's Eric Willis. I gave a double take, and they said, trust me. And here we are, Eric Willis in position to possibly pull it off. Going up 2.5 kilo regardless. Beltless 322.5. Tsekhanovsky. Nope. A little much of an ask. He will still finish with a total 842.5 for the day. Very respectable.
He hails here from France.
And if you're watching on YouTube, there is a scorecard available on the down at the right-hand side. You could toggle over, take a look how this is shaping up. You'll see the greens for the hits and the reds for all the missed attempts. And you're going to want to look at these final attempts for these deadlifts. They could change over. We got placeholders in place right now. You'll have to change your final dead twice. But first, the Frenchman, Sofiane, 332.5. Again, missed it on his second.
Well, here we go. Let's see what happens.
Looking to finish 840 for the day.
I'm pretty sure I saw him eating breakfast at the hotel this morning. I was thankful I got there first.
Well, he'll eat off your plate if he's hungry, sir, and you won't say much about it.
And we'll eat the plate as well. Viktor Malinenko from Ukraine, 340.
This is a 20-kilo jump. This is a pretty sizable
That is
jump.
a big jump.
He's obviously motivated to cover some ground, but some of the guys at the top here, we've had 3 misses, and this is what happens when the pressure's on. The success rate for third attempts is rather low. There's a lot of pressure to move
when you're trying to pull
up.
that extra few kilos, trying to get those extra places.
Yeah.
You know, you're pushing your body to the absolute limit, and you will throw on those extra couple of kilos that you wouldn't normally.
Mm-hmm.
It's a world champion event, so you want to finish as high as you possibly can.
And you just can't guarantee if you're banking on someone else missing, you want to put the pressure in your own hands as opposed to banking on somebody else's good or misfortune. 20-kilo jump. Looks like a little much for today.
Yeah, look, it's just not going to budge.
He'll leave with an 815 total, respectable. And we'll see if Amanda's can change the fortune of these
Yeah,
last
so he put in
attempts.
335 originally for his third, and now he's popped up to 340.
Yeah, he's slightly lighter than Sadowski, who's currently number 1. So if he pulls this and hits it, he temporarily at least moves into number 1 position. Pulling for the gold.
Yeah, look, it's probably a smart move.
Yeah. Well, he missed 335.
335
So, yeah.
was missed, but 340 is quite within reason and within grasp on a good day. Nope. Just a little bit too much.
And he's going to have to settle for a bronze overall.
He gave it a good crack, though. And he got a few more lifters left. We're going to find out who takes away the gold medal.
I see the Canadian coaching staff over there waiting to change their last attempt depending on how these next couple pulls go. And wouldn't it be something if Eric Willis pulls off a miracle from 4th nomination to world champion and Canada's first
if we
in
can see
Canada.
a Canadian get up at the top, over the top of the Polish lifter, that would be pretty amazing.
It would be quite the story if it happens for the first time in our home country.
So here comes Nasius from Poland.
Pretty nice pull. He gets
Yeah,
it.
I did see the knees lock. Did they pop again? No,
3
he's
whites.
got it. 3 white lights.
So he'll finish with an 860 total. Very respectable. And here we are.
So here we go. Sadowski looking for 347.5.
If he hits this, he's pushing his total to 907.5 and forcing Eric Willis to go up another 2.5 kilo on the deadlift he's already got planned. If he misses, Eric Willis has the opportunity to drop his final deadlift, making it much easier to pull off
That's right.
the first win for the
That's
Canadians.
a tough one to call because Sadowski didn't look bad at 340.
It was a 20-kilo jump. 7.5 kilo more.
You know,
Thought-
but we
I
do
thought
know
340 was work.
when you get to the end of your tank, it only takes a kilo.
You're absolutely right. Double overhand hook grip.
He's in the gold medal position, so take it to 907.5. And it will be the heaviest deadlift also.
Oh,
Too
whoa.
much.
And the door is swung
So
open for the
Willis-
Canadian to make history. Will Eric Willis become the first Canadian to win the Open World Championships at the IPF in Canada?
Willis has the opportunity
Eric
to pull
Willis
for the gold medal.
could
he's
become
put it
Canada's
down to
golden boy.
352.5. He's the lighter lifter, so he only needs to match him. So he's lifted. He's going 352.5 to get a 900 total, equal Sadowski, and take the gold medal.
I just saw the Canadian coaching staff throw their hands up over their heads. They know what this means.
That's
Everyone
right.
in the
Here's a
crowd
chance.
knows what this means. Canada's first.
World champion.
And there's Eric's mom, and she understands what's on the line right now. Wow.
Well, it's not every day you get the opportunity to pull for the gold medal,
In your home country,
and they just handed that
becoming
one
the
to
first.
him.
Oh. Double gold for Eric Willis on the line. Deadlift and overall. Well, first,
So first, the Ukrainian 352.5. It's the same weight, different lot number.
so this would give him the deadlift gold if he gets it because he's lighter than Eric. He's
So
got to
this
get
could
it
be
first.
a great piece of redemption for this man.
Yeah.
Boy, he's strong.
Oh, no.
Oh, and he gets off balance.
I think he gave it away.
Yeah, he gets off balance and just misses out there. So if you're not familiar, my fellow comrade here and commentator is Canadian. If you hadn't noticed.
Eric Willis is chasing history right now. The first Canadian Open World Champion, and it's taking place in Canada of all places. Coming down to one final pull, and the crowd is on their feet, as am I. Here he comes. And it's out pass. I think he's done it. I think he's done it. Canada's first world champion, and it takes place on Canadian soil. Eric Willis, Canada's golden boy, has pulled off the huge upset with a miracle third deadlift. Nobody's seen this coming. Huge day for Canada. The crowd has gone crazy. What a dramatic turn of events in the 120 kilo class. Who would have expected it? Who would have thunk it? The odds be damned. Take another shot at this beautiful pull by Eric Willis. Hips come through, shoulders back. He had more in the tank, I dare say. He's ecstatic. He knows. Whoa.
Well, Ryan, given you're Canadian, I'm going to let you wrap this one up. You seem very, very excited, and rightly so. So roll us out with this one and tell us how you feel.
Listen to me, my friends. He came in here in the fourth position, not even on the podium. The Canadian coaching staff had him play it tight, telling themselves all we need are a couple errors by the other lifters, and the door swings open. You've seen as the day from fourth to third, from third to silver, and then, oh my God, we played it tight enough. You just have to hit your last hit, your last lift. 9 for 9, perfect day, equals the gold medal, and of all places, it takes place in Canada, and this is history.
Yeah, look, we say it all the time, consistency, play your plan, 9 from 9. Someone else let them battle it out, and he let the Pole and Ukrainian, Lithuanian battle it out. And look what happened. They made mistakes and opened the door for him.
What a huge day. You know, when the host nation is hosting the World Championships, you always hope they at least get one World
That's
Champion.
absolutely fantastic
Historically,
to see, isn't it?
Canada never has.
Well,
we needed this.
Today's
it's a
their
win.
day. They get one today with Eric Willis. They don't go too far away. We're going to have the medal ceremonies, and of course, at 2 o'clock this afternoon,
Yes, sir.
we have the 120 pluses.
Don't miss it.
Some monster weights getting thrown around in that one.
And the beers will flow tonight.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Handing out the medals. Handing out the medals for this session today. Handing out the medals for this session, ladies and gentlemen, the president of the Asian Powerlifting Federation, Farshid Sultan, give him a round of applause. And the chairman of the technical committee from the Republic of South Africa, Hani Smith, give him a round of applause. Let's go to our first category, 120 kilo weight class, open category in the squat. The bronze medal winner hailing from Ukraine, Alexei Snitsky. Silver medal winner hailing from Great Britain. A big round of applause for Tsekhanovsky. Tsekhanovsky. And the gold medal winner hailing from Polska. A big round of applause for Yota Sadowski. Photos. Thank you, gentlemen. You may step back now. Let's move on to the bench press now. Bronze medal winner, Polska, Yota Sadowski. Silver medal winner from Canada, Willis. And the gold medal hailing from Lithuania, Johannes Polauskas. Photos. Thank you, gentlemen. You may step back now. Let's move on to the deadlift now. Bronze medal winner from Ukraine, Alexei Snitsky. Silver medal winner, Germany, Johannes Hedrick. And the gold medal winner hailing from Canada, Willis. Photos. Here we go, folks. The total category. The bronze medal winner hailing from Lithuania. A big round of applause for Johannes Polauskas. And look at how close that was. First and second place, both totaled 900 kilos. The gold medal winner goes to the lighter lifter. So in the silver medal position, hailing from Polska, Yota Sadowski.
Is this the first one in this competition?
And the first athlete from our host country, Canada, in this championship to win a gold medal. Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Canada, the gold medal winner, Willis. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the Canadian National Anthem. applause for all of our winners. All right, George, let's get some exit music as we escort our athletes off the platform.